on the Keeler Show today.
It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen?
Keeler's always in the know.
It makes me want to call him
And tell him where to go.
And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Good morning. It is First News Keeler in the morning, or as we're saying this week, Keeler on vacation on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM. I still struggle with the FM translator sometimes. Forget it. It's still new to me, even though I'm old around here. We have a special guest in studio. Don't say anything. I'm not ready to hear your voice yet. Our man, Uncle Smitty, though, had a good time yesterday at St. John Fisher.
Yeah, I mean,
I can tell I think it took a lot out of you because I feel like you're sleepwalking today.
Yeah, I am. Yes, I am tired today.
I can see it in your eyes.
Yes.
You can probably see it in mine too.
Yes.
So, so Davey went to Bill's camp, and you went with our man
Jim Rondinelli.
Uncle Jimmy.
It was the
Uncle
first.
Jimmy and Uncle Smitty.
It was the first day of training camp for all NFL camps opening up yesterday.
So, you said you were bouncing back between the fields, offense and defense. You typically go each year, right?
Yeah, but
never this early.
never this early. You go usually later in the camp, but I took advantage. I didn't know you were going to be hosting and stuff when Bill
It's
said
fine.
that
So
he
what?
was going to be going on vacation. I selected 3 days. I selected yesterday, today, or Friday. And they did a lottery system, so I ended up winning. Last year, I didn't get a chance to go because I got shut out of the lottery system to get tickets.
Now, it's more than 3 days.
No, yeah, but them were the 3 days that I chose so I could coordinate with Bill being on vacation. I figure I could take a few days off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, but I enjoyed it yesterday. You know how much for a glass of lemonade?
Okay, so our man Sal Barbero was at a Yankees game, and I want to get him on to talk about how outrageous pricing is. And I'll just mention this. I think it was a vodka and lemonade at Yankee Stadium. They were $25 a pop. Wow. $25 a pop. So I can't imagine it was that expensive. I'm sure it wasn't. But how much at Buffalo Bills training camp day one at St. John Fisher? Tell us some of the prices.
$10 for lemonade, $8 for if you wanted a refill.
This comes in obviously if it's a refill, it doesn't come in a bottle.
No, it comes in one of them ones with the straw.
Okay. Did you get anything else? Like,
I
did they have
didn't-
hot dogs, hamburgers?
I didn't buy anything.
No.
I was just walking around looking at the prices. They had pizza. They didn't have hamburgers and hot dogs.
How much for a slice of pizza?
$6. Wow. And a water. I didn't see what the price of water was.
You know, I have to say, and I know it's training camp, it's preseason, it's training camp. $6 isn't terrible for a slice of pizza. A lot of places now you go, you're paying at least $3.50.
Yeah.
Other places still keep the price down. Were they big slices?
Yeah, they were fairly big slices, and it was all cashless, no cash.
No cash.
No cash. Even at the souvenir stands.
Wow.
Yep.
Speaking of cashless and no cash, I guess I'll throw in a plug here now.
Low Cash on Saturday night.
Thank you, buddy. Low Cash is the featured band, and they are performing Saturday night at the Boonville Oneida County Fair. So do you think I guess a two-pronged question. Do you think you'll be trying to go down for another day, whether it's a weekday or a weekend for Bill's training camp? Also, for those who are interested in taking part, maybe they haven't been before, how do you get in on the Buffalo Bills training camp lottery? Tell them where to go and all that good stuff.
You're locked out.
Oh, it's over already?
It's over. They notified you on June 24th if you won tickets.
So someone couldn't go now if they decided they wanted to go?
Nope.
Wow.
And then they notify you on July 14th. You had to go on their mobile app if you had a Ticketmaster account, and that's how you got your tickets. You got to scan them on your phone.
Did they cost money?
No, it's free.
It was free tickets? Well, at least they were free.
Yes.
That's not too bad.
Last year was the first time that they let the season ticket holders scoop them up, so that's why I got shut out. But the crowd, it was fairly full. The bleachers were full on both sides of the field because they play at the main stadium, practice at the main stadium where St. John Fisher football team plays, and then they have additional fields.
Who was on the main field? The offense?
Yeah, Josh
Allen and the
James
offense.
Cook was there. Dalton Kincaid was on the sideline throwing football because there's an injury problem with him. And then the defense was there, Matt Milano, Greg Roussard.
Any notable absences or holdouts?
Well, I thought James Cook was going to be holding out, but
he was there.
He was there, even though despite the contract dispute that he's having with him. He wants to be considered one of the highest paid running backs in the NFL.
I can't fault a player for wanting to be among the highest paid at their position or the highest paid, but I do think it's a good sign and it's a good look for him as a fan of football, my opinion, that if he's in a contract dispute, he's still willing to show up and go through camp, because a lot of guys will just go, sorry, it's summer, I'm not coming, you guys don't pay me what I want, so I'll see you in a couple weeks. That's good.
So I got to see my new player who is going to be my favorite Bill for the next couple years, Landon Alexander.
Okay.
They drafted him. He's number 93. He has alopecia like I do.
Is that why you like him?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
What's yours was caused from as a result of the treatment of your cancer years ago?
Yeah, I got stressed out. The bug went to my immune system. It could have went to my heart, could have went to my liver. Instead, it ate all the hair frolics that were growing on you see it, you have hair on your arms.
Yeah.
And on your head.
As my son would say, Daddy, you going bald.
It ate all the remaining hair that was trying to grow in my body. That's how it died.
So what's the cause of his alopecia? Do you know?
I don't know.
But you feel it's a personal connection, and he's now your favorite Bill. I
yelled to him, "Love you, man!" And then I said, "Alopecia rules number 1."
Your favorite Bill more than Josh Allen?
No, he's my second favorite. Josh Allen's is my first. But my all-time favorite Buffalo Bill is Bruce Smith.
A legend for sure. There's no doubt about that.
It's not because of my last name either.
Oh, I didn't even put that together. But yeah, well, that's a common last name, Smith.
Right.
All right, Uncle Smitty back from Buffalo Bills camp. I got a text yesterday. We got to check out when you're in a situation where you got to run best of. Somebody told me it was just pulling old segments and replaying them. I don't know if you had a chance to look at the log for yesterday. I'll just mention that. Also, we are up on YouTube this morning, where you always find it. Just check out Keeler Live Show or Keeler in the Morning and punch in today's date on YouTube. I'm told the YouTube stream is up. We appreciate and hope you send us some comments here this morning. You have access to the app?
No, not yet. I asked as of Tuesday, and I have not had any luck. But I do have access to YouTube.
All right, that sounds good. My special guest host this morning. Oh, he's shrugging his shoulders. He's.
I'm glad I stopped in. Let's talk about Buffalo Bills camp for another hour, and I'll just sit here.
I wanted to wait on the intro. You know, it's like sometimes when people are on Facebook or YouTube and they go live,
Yeah.
and they say, you know, they small talk about things, and they say, I want to wait for some people to show up. I don't want to start right out of the gate
Let some people start rolling in.
for our
Sure.
big announcement.
Right.
And our big announcement is that Angelo DiGiorgio is our guest host this morning. Also, I'm a guest host. You're co-guest host?
I'm the guest of the guest.
You're the guest of the guest.
It's like you were invited to a party. And you're like, wow, Ange, you want to stop by?
That's a good way to say it. You know, it's
And the host isn't even here.
the guest
the party
of the
host
guest.
isn't even here.
Or as our attorney general would say, United. No, she would say the worst of the worst.
Ooh.
Worst of the worst. So how you doing, Ange?
Good. Busy. I've got an estate sale this weekend right off the Parkway. So I've been setting up for that. I've got one
Have you talked to our sales department?
about what?
What you're talking about right now?
Why would I have to talk to your sales
Well,
department?
I just keep it to yourself. We can move on from here. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, Angelo does the estate sales. The name of your business is Handshake
Antiques.
Handshake Antiques. Okay. I've been telling people it's Handshake Estate Sales.
All the same. I mean, if you look up Handshake on Facebook or my website, it should come up. If you're plugging in Handshake Antiques, Handshake Estate Sales, Utica, I would,
A little closer on the mic. Say it
Okay.
again.
Handshake Antiques, Handshake Estate Sales.
Very good.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're a different bird. A different.
Excuse me?
You're a different bird.
Yeah, I try to be.
In that you're so young, but you're into. You have an old soul. You look offended that I said that, but you know that.
I think that
already.
is an overused phrase, honestly. I think
Well,
that-
you're unique to the younger generation. How else do you want me to say it?
no, I like being called unique. I think that's a nice,
Okay.
yeah,
What is that? Your stripper name, Unique?
mayhaps.
That's a joke. The fact that you're into estate sales, first of all, you started a business at a very young age, but the nature of the business, and you are very knowledgeable, and I think you had some knowledge even before you started this about antiques. You're only, what, 24?
24.
24. So talk about it.
Well, no, there's stuff that I personally like and I collect or I enjoy seeing. But when you do this and you're helping people liquidate the contents of a house or sell certain items, you got to have a little bit more of a broader knowledge. But you also have to know when something is bigger than you. So when there's stuff there that maybe I'm not super familiar with, maybe it's early stoneware. I know people who are big collectors and can help me with the research or the pricing or things of that nature if it's bigger than me. So it's one of those things where you got to know a little about a lot and know when something is out of your scope of knowledge to call someone else in. But it's one of those necessary evils. It's like no one wants to be put in the position where they have to liquidate the contents of a house, whether your loved one dies or you pass away or someone passes away or or
Sometimes
someone moves,
people just go on to independent living.
right, or just moving, period. Whether it's
community living.
a divorce or you're moving across the country. That's a lot of sales I do for younger couples. They're moving to a fully furnished house or they're moving to a condo or something, or they're just downsizing, and nobody wants to be put in the place where you've got to clean out an entire house. And sometimes you'd be shocked with, if it's a house that's someone's lived in for 40, 50 years and it was their parents' house before that, or maybe their grandparents' house. There's stuff 4 generations earlier that have moved from, Uncle Frankie died in 1943 and his stuff went here. And then after our parent, and
Absolutely.
you just got to go clean it all out. But those are the best houses where people aren't throwing things away. I always tell people, it's better not to throw anything away. Let me work for my commission, throw stuff away, clean things, than for you to throw away things that you think are nonsense and are the best stuff there. That's the other thing too is when
my mother hears this.
when you have a company come in who does this weekly. I mean, even though, again, I don't know everything, but I do know locally what people tend to buy or what people are looking for. And you'd be amazed. I tell families all the time, if I leave dish soap out while I'm washing my hands at the kitchen sink, someone will try to buy it. And that's not even antique. So you can't just throw things away. Every penny counts.
So before you went away to school, I remember a big thing. And in fact, I think we went to a couple of local shops, and maybe we stopped at some garage sales, but you were big into records. Are you still big into records?
Still am. I've got over 3,000 now.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah, all alphabetized, all sleeved in protective, covers, the
Wow.
whole works. Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Well, For some of us, it's a passion, right? No, it's a lot of fun, and that's another great thing too. Is when I come across records at sales, it's like that's something that I know. Like I've got friends who are really big on jewelry, whether it be gold and silver or costume. That's something they know because that's what they really enjoy when it comes to records, some toys, things like that, some mid-century furniture. That's what I personally really enjoy. So that's stuff that I retain more knowledge on. I mean, you throw me a couple antique rugs, and I can't really remember that stuff, but.
Interesting. I'll just note that I've helped you out with some of the cleanouts a few places. I actually expected my phone to ring more times than it has, but I mean, that's
you don't
neither
take
here nor
rejection
there.
well, do you, Joe?
So I guess that's my payment for you coming in here for the show today. We won't mention it again. No, I'm just teasing. Give your phone number for those who might be interested if they fall into that category.
Sure. And you can always
they'd like to be having the state sale. Go ahead. When I'm done now, you can talk.
Okay. You could always check the website, too. You don't even need to call me. You could send me an email through my website, handshakeantiques.com. My Facebook is Handshake Antiques. And the business number is 315-749-5145. Or you could stop by. I've got a sale right off the Parkway this weekend in East Utica, right on Gibson Road. There's some cool stuff there, too. It's a nice small house, but there's a lot of fun stuff.
All right, awesome. And Ange is sitting in with us here this morning, most of the morning, all of the morning.
I've got a dentist appointment at 9 in Oneida.
That's whatever. It's First News Keeler in the morning, and we say good morning to Ryan Schmelz, who is on the line from Fox News Radio. The House heading home for summer break amid a push to force a vote on the release of files related to Jeffrey Epstein. This is the story that's been going round and round and round, and I think we're going to be dealing with it for quite some time. Good morning, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Whether or not we actually get information or find out whose name is on the, quote, list, that's another story. But people talking about how the Trump administration is handling the story is certainly it certainly has some legs to it.
Oh, yeah, certainly. I mean, this is going to be a back and forth that is going to be going on for some time. Now, what happens, we're kind of waiting to see. The big development, I think, this week, at least on the Congress side, was that you have Ghislaine Maxwell, the former confidant of Jeffrey Epstein, who's serving a 20-year prison sentence. She was subpoenaed by the House Oversight Committee to appear before the committee for a deposition at some point. So, what she's going to be willing to say and what they're able to learn from her, I mean, it certainly is going to be huge. And, there are some questions, though, about if this can be somebody who is trustworthy. Is she a credible witness? Because, she's obviously been convicted of some pretty heinous crimes.
Sure.
And whether or not she can be a trustworthy person, I mean, that was even raised by the person who offered the subpoena or pushed for the subpoena. So, I think there's a little bit of hesitancy, but, certainly there still is unity about getting her before the committee.
Yeah, and it's a great point, too, because as you say, the conviction and what she's tied to and what she's alleged to have done or have been convicted of doing is pretty heinous. At the same time, you would think nobody knows better than her, but can you trust any words that come out of her mouth? I guess that's the big question.
Yeah.
Ryan, as far as the Trump administration is concerned, a lot of time you'll hear pundits and experts, and it's referred to as Trump and company saying, nothing to see here, nothing to see here. What is the actual explanation from the Trump administration, whether it be the president himself or from, why can't I think of her name, the Attorney General Pam Bondi, as to why no further information or, quote, the list is not being released?
Well, it's hard to really gauge what the ultimate reasoning is. They believe this is the documentation that they have and that there's other information that they just haven't been able to release. And so right now, I think one of the big things that you're hearing about what's taking so long to get some of the further information out, the big one that we're watching for is the grand jury testimony from pretty much anybody involved in the case, is that, there is a lot of names that need to be redacted. There are names that need to be protected. There's a lot of information needs to be highlighted out and pulled out, Jane Doe, John Doe, whatnot, because there's a lot of minors and a lot of victims that are involved here. So the Department of Justice is trying to make sure that when that information is released, that the proper names are redacted. That's kind of what we're hearing right now, and that's one of the defenses that House Speaker Mike Johnson and some others have been using when it comes to letting the administration have the time that they need to release this. But of course, with the 24/7 news cycle and just kind of how the public's been clamoring about Jeffrey Epstein, it doesn't seem like maybe certain people are as patient when it comes to this.
Well, and this one's not going away. 24 hours, 48, 72, this story is still there. Ryan, I know you're short on time. We appreciate you, and thanks for joining us this morning.
Of course. Have a great weekend if I don't talk to you tomorrow.
All right, great. You too. That is Ryan Schmelz, of course, from Fox News Radio, who is a frequent guest here on the Keeler in the Morning show, checking in with often the top story of the day. Interesting as to whether or not Trump's name is in that list, on that list. I tend to think it does, and I'm not saying it's for nefarious reasons. Certainly there are photos of Trump and Epstein together, and he's been on his plane before. I'm not saying it's for an illegitimate reason. I'm just saying I'm sure that the president's name is included in those files, although I don't necessarily think that's the reason they won't release the list. But it has been quite a unique, Ange, that's the word I used to describe you, a startling 180, because many Trump supporters thought that the Epstein files would be laid out there, and some even thought without redactions, which is probably foolish to think that. But we know nothing more now than we did then. So it's First News Keeler in the morning. Monaski filling in. Angelo on his phone. We'll try to talk to him after the break.
I'm really busy today.
Stay tuned. It's First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
In Sarah's Flooring Outlet has top-quality carpet, gorgeous ceramic tile, durable LVP waterproof laminate, and vinyl. The best in floor covering, not seconds. The best. This is Bill Keeler. Plus, Sarah's has the area's largest inventory in stock with Sarah's Flooring Outlet's buying power. They get great factory direct deals and pass the savings on to you, so you're always getting a better price. To prove it, Sarah's Flooring Outlet will meet or beat any advertised price. So when it comes to shopping for new flooring, tile, any type of flooring, carpeting, laminate flooring, it is Sarah's with the largest inventory in all of Central New York, throughout the entire region. Sarah's has experience in floor covering that rivals anyone. So you get the best, the service, the price, the inventory, and, of course, the advice. Unequaled service with an affordable price. See why more people buy from the big store. Sal and Sarah and the entire staff there have you covered at the Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, or always online at sarahsflooringoutlet.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
River Hills Properties continues to be the fastest growing real estate company in Central New York. Nobody sells homes like River Hills. Bill and Robin Monjo started, and when they did several years ago, it was all about service. Let's give people in upstate New York, in the Mohawk Valley, Utica, Rome, let's give them services they've never seen from a real estate agency. Your listing agent is with you every step of the way from start to finish. There's the book. They don't use the lockbox. They go to every event, every meeting, whether it's with the bank or there's an inspector, whatever it is, River Hills, your listing agent is there. It's all about service. And they're conveniently located with offices in Barneville, Little Falls, Utica, to the north in Copenhagen, Newport, and coming soon to Rome, and not to mention their amazing office in the Gulf Coast part of southern Florida. Sarasota, Naples, Marco Island. they have you covered, whether maybe you're staying put in upstate New York or you're considering that snowbird option. Call River Hills Properties at 315-896-1009. Nobody sells homes like River Hills. 315-896-1009.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
The heat continuing to push back in. One day now of 90-degree heat. That's today. Sunshine and hot. After a little bit milder start, we're up to the low 90s later. Mid-90s with a heat index. Tonight, a thunder shower threat. Small chance. Warm 72. Friday, some isolated showers, thunderstorms 85. Partly sunny Saturday 88. Chance of showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
It is First News. Keeler on vacation. Ha ha. You like that joke? It's a joke I came up with myself. I wrote it myself. It's an original. Yeah, well, your mic's not on, so you can't talk. Davey said you were still buried in your phone there, so.
I'm doing work today as well, Jeff.
Oh, okay. First News, Keeler in the morning, Monaski filling in, and another familiar voice, Angelo DiGiorgio, sitting with us. We gave him a little plug for his business, and you do attract a wide audience. You're quite busy with this.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. So if you're just tuning in, you've got no idea what that means.
We just did a 15-minute infomercial.
Yeah. If you just woke up, if this is the first thing you're hearing, oh, so that Angelo guy, he's got a lot
really busy.
He's really busy. Yeah, selling antiques, doing estate sales. I mean, not what I went to school for, but definitely a second passion of mine and something that I enjoy doing.
Handshake Antiques. Look them up on Facebook. Smitty, we're going to the phone lines. Who do we have here?
Roger.
Hey, Roger, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to comment on the Epstein situation.
Yeah, please.
I believe Epstein died in 2019. That means the Democrats controlled the entire apparatus for the investigation of the whole situation. So for 4 years, they created the file. It seems to me that if they had anything on Trump that they could prove, they would have released it before the election to make certain they would win. Why they didn't release it, I have no idea. So that begs the question. Now they're clamoring for it to be released. I don't understand why they didn't release it when they had the chance to release it.
You know, Roger, I think you bring up. Go ahead.
That's the point that I want to make, that all of a sudden it becomes a political issue when they had 4 years to release the file they created. So that's my point.
Yeah, Roger, I appreciate the phone call. Thank you. I think that's a fantastic point to make. You are correct. Jeffrey Epstein died in 2019, officially of suicide. The point about the Democrats having the file and not releasing it, he's absolutely right. And if there was something damning in there about the current president that they could have made public, I do think they would have made that public or found a way to leak it to a media outlet or had someone leak it publicly. It's an excellent point. And just to be clear, when I said I think Trump is in the file, again, I'm not necessarily saying for nefarious purposes, and I wasn't trying to, quote, throw shade at the president, President Trump, that is. It's so talked about. There's so much interest in who was involved in this scumbag and with this scumbag and his activities and the exploitation of minors and the sex and child trafficking that went on. So many people want to know who was involved in it. And I think if you ask the average person, they have more knowledge or more theories or more questions about the Epstein file than they do about the border or they do about the economy or they do about taxes. It's a water cooler issue. It's something that piques everyone's interest. And even recently, within the past 2 months, again, Pam Bondi, we thought she talked about the files right on her desk and she's ready to review it. We thought we were going to get some information or clarification or identification of of people who were involved in this activity with him, and we know nothing more. But Roger's point is absolutely correct. Both sides now, Republicans and Democrats, both sides have had the opportunity to release information about this, and nobody's saying anything, and that just raises even more questions.
Do you want a YouTube comment? Some guy in the 315 says, so many victims that won't names the same.
Read that one more time.
So many victims that won't name names.
That won't name names. Yeah, no, it's true. The Virginia Joffrey, I believe she was ill but committed suicide within the past, I think, 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that's interesting here, and I heard somebody make this point, and I never thought about it this way. You had Jeffrey Epstein, who allegedly had ties to governments and all these powerful people. His associate, and I don't know if they were also lovers or I don't know what they were, if she was his handler or if he was her handler. But why can't I think of her name?
Ghislaine Maxwell?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
I'm pretty sure they very famously lovers.
Well, but apparently he was also sleeping with minors. I mean, there's stories about him also.
I don't think that means that he couldn't be sleeping with her as well.
Well, I that's an odd, at least for some people, that's an odd dynamic that your partner or the person you're with, you're allowing them to go sleep with children, and you're not offended by that, or you're okay with that, for lack of a better term. But anyway, my point is you have a startled look on your face. I don't know why. I think officially, and I'll Google this, see what she's listed as. It's not his wife, it's not his girlfriend, it's his associate. That's how they refer to her. The only person, there was allegedly hundreds or at least dozens of victims of Epstein, this sex trafficking and the human trafficking.
She looks good in her mugshot, though. She looks good.
He's gone. He was never convicted, was he? I don't think he was ever convicted. I don't think it ever got to that point. The only person who's ever done any jail time, and think about this, I'll use the term Johns, the number of clients that he had who, right, if this is what he was doing, he obviously was running a business and had a lot of, quote, clients. The only person who's been punished for this is a woman who I don't think may or may not have had sexual encounters with these victims, but it's just odd that none of the, quote, the clients, the Johns, have been brought to justice for this.
It does say that she was involved in a romantic relationship with him.
But what does it list her as officially?
Well, I can't find anything where it says girlfriend. It just says that they had a relationship that was romantic.
But doesn't it says that she was an affiliate or an associate of Jeffrey Epstein?
It doesn't even say that. It just says that. Well, it says that she was associated with him for 25 years. Their relationship began as romantic in the 1990s or whatever it said.
Interesting.
Timeline-wise.
Do you have any thoughts on this?
I got a lot of antiques to sell. Try not to focus on Epstein.
Okay. All right. I guess that's fair. By the way, Keeler chimed in this morning. He just wanted me to let you know that you are, in his opinion, you are an old soul. You are. You're 24. You're not typical for your generation. He is. Bill is a young soul.
Bill's a youthful fellow.
He is.
God bless him. Heart of gold.
Yeah.
Heart of gold. Do you think I'm going to get paid for this now?
No. Not happening. I got a break again? We just took a break. All right, we'll take a break. First news, Keeler in the morning, back in 2 minutes on WIBX.
Looking to heat up your summer with a reliable ride without the brand new price tag? Cruise in to Steed Ponty Chevrolet in Herkimer and check out their sizzling lineup of Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles. From sun-soaked road trips to everyday errands, all backed by a certified warranty and low financing options. Right now, qualified buyers can score hot summer rates as low as 3.9% for 36 months on top models like the Chevy Equinox, Trailblazer, Traverse, and Malibu. Don't sweat the car buying process. At their locally family-owned dealership, their team is there to make it easy and stress-free. You'll drive away cool, confident, and covered in a Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicle. But hurry, these summer savings are burning fast. You must take delivery by July 31st. Together, let's drive to Steet Pawnee Chevrolet, where it's always easy to do business. Visit them on State Route 28 in Herkimer or online anytime at SteetPawneeChevy.com. All taxes and fees additional. Customer must qualify for top-tier credit through GM Financial. See salesperson for details.
The official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. They have the most amazing cold brew coffee. Their coffee is Seattle's best. Whether it's iced coffee or piping hot, it's made fresh every single morning and throughout the day at Daylight Donuts. Their donuts, croissants, bagels, everything is made fresh every single day. Try the egg white frittata, made with egg white, spinach, tomato, and feta cheese on a bagel, English muffin, or their croissant. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. And there's the pistachio lattes, muffins, iced coffee, and the 32-ounce Double X iced coffee to keep you going. A speedy drive-through. Visit Daylight Donuts in New Hartford.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-555-1509. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-555-1509. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-555-1509. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-555-1509 or biglou.com.
When my business was taking off, our old phone system just wasn't cutting it. We needed fewer missed calls, more flexibility, and better visibility into customer conversations. That's when I found OpenPhone.
OpenPhone is the all-in-one system for small businesses and growing teams. Manage multiple numbers from one device, work seamlessly as a team with shared numbers, and stay organized with AI-powered call transcripts, summaries, and next steps, so nothing gets missed and your team responds faster. OpenPhone integrates with tools you already use, like Slack, HubSpot, and Zapier, so everything's connected and efficient.
Having tried just about every relevant small business phone system, OpenPhone is truly in a league of its own. It's now essential to how we run our business, and I couldn't be happier with the value it brings.
See why over 60,000 businesses trust OpenPhone. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Trying to pry information from other morning hosts down the hallway here, trying to get a password for something. So a couple comments on YouTube. Just a quick note, we are back up on YouTube today. You can check out Angelo, Smitty, and myself in studio here. We did have a bit of a YouTube issue. I don't know what the exact issue was, but Monday and Tuesday, the show did not record on YouTube, but we are up today, and we expect to be up for the rest of, for the duration of Bill's vacay.
Apparently, he fixed it while he was driving through Italy.
Okay. So don't, it doesn't surprise me. I've said this before. A couple years ago, we were doing a broadcast of the Christmas show from the Stanley, and we had no internet, and there was no connection, and I think there was a snowstorm that day, and nothing worked.
There was a snowstorm that day.
And Bill, like MacGyver, with a paper clip, a rubber band.
And duct tape.
It wasn't even duct tape. It was Scotch tape, was able to get a signal up, and we were on the air, and I still to this day don't know how he did it. Deeds on YouTube says, Jeff, are you being serious? I said a lot of stuff. You're going to have to be. Maybe
about the Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, but what particular part of it?
You just said, Jeff, are you being serious?
Well, again, nobody's been held to account. There was allegedly a lot of famous and influential and powerful people who were frequenting the island for nefarious purposes. I'll just leave it at that. And we don't know who those people are, and they have not faced the law. So, yeah, I'm serious about that. Coming up next hour, we have the Hobeika Law Firm's free money question of the day. Joseph and Andrew Hobeika. Your chance to win how many dollars, Smitty?
$150.
$150? I have an excellent question today. It's a fantastic question,
So
if I
it's-
do say so myself.
So it's doable.
I think it's doable. I think it's absolutely doable, and it's a very good question. And I have one more comment here. This comes from Tim, who says, Maxwell was not only his lover, but was a groomer of these young women. The trouble they're going to have is trying to bring her forward for a congressional session. Is she going to want something for it, like a pardon? Imagine the uproar if that happens. And I think Tim hit the nail on the head. She's already faced, quote, already faced justice for her involvement in this. She's been sentenced. She's serving time. I don't know that she's under an obligation to speak. You can say that, when Congress subpoenas you, you must appear. But as we're seeing with the Biden circle, that you just plead the fifth and say, I don't want to incriminate myself. Yes, there will be a major uproar, and Trump will fall out of favor very quickly if the quid pro quo for her cooperation in a congressional hearing is a pardon. Oh, yes, there will be a massive, massive uproar.
I know Speaker Mike Johnson wanted to get this done before they broke for recess with the Epstein in the House.
Yeah, I don't see how that's possible.
No.
It's too much and too short a time. Angelo DiGiorgio is our special guest co-host this morning. We'll talk to him about a number of issues. As I said, for the younger generation, he is certainly an old soul. The Boonville Oneida County Fair continues today. Today is Developmental Disabilities Awareness Day. A lot of 4-H presentations going on throughout the day. Your full list at boonvillefair.com. What caught my eye? The New York State Tractor Grandstand admission, $14. Oh, tonight the Dusty Puppies. That's Dave Olney's band.
Yeah.
The Dusty Puppies are performing tonight at the Hofbrau. That's essentially the beer tent. Go ahead. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, here's Deeds. He wrote, I'm not surprised that you find it hard to believe that they were romantically involved. They didn't have the most conventional relationship. I think it's very plausible they were involved, and she was bringing children for him as well. So disgusting.
Deeds is absolutely correct. And I'm not doubting that they had a romantic relationship. I think it started romantically and then faded off into more of a business, if you will. But that's a good point by Deeds. Thank you for clarifying. I completely agree. We're just wrapping up the first hour. Any thoughts on this Epstein stuff before we put this to bed for this hour anyway?
Well, I definitely think that there was when you're involved in that, everything gets messy. It's like the same thing if they were in any sort of illicit activity. I think that things just start to kind of, become one big melting pot of nonsense and scandal and drama.
Yeah, I agree. Coming up next hour, we'll be joined by Tyler Gray, who is the star of the military action series SEAL Team, which is on CBS and Paramount. Good job booking that, Uncle Smitty. Also, the latest warning to parents about a new TikTok challenge. We'll let you know what that is and a lot more. Take your comments. A lot to get to today. First news, Keeler in the morning, WIBX.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
They may talk as soon as today. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and Ghislaine Maxwell, the Jeffrey Epstein associate who's in prison, convicted of her role in sex trafficking underage girls. The House Oversight Committee also wants to talk to Maxwell.
Republican Chairman James Comer issued the subpoena after the committee approved it in support. A letter from Comer says, quote, "It is imperative that Congress conduct oversight of the federal government's enforcement of sex trafficking laws generally and specifically its handling of the investigation and prosecution of you and Mr. Epstein." House Speaker Mike Johnson has questioned whether she can be a trustworthy witness.
That's Fox's Ryan Schmelz. In the push for the release of the Epstein files, a federal judge denied an attempt to have grand jury documents unsealed. As the Wall Street Journal reports, President Trump has been told his name is among many in the files, which the White House calls a fake story. The president loses again in court in his attempt to prevent children born to parents here illegally from being U.S. citizens. A federal appeals court ruled it's unconstitutional.
The president has long criticized the policy as a magnet for illegal immigration and argued he could end it by executive authority. But several courts are saying only Congress or a constitutional amendment could change it. The issue is now one step closer to the Supreme Court.
That's Fox's Tom Rigotti. Columbia University has worked out a settlement with the federal government, paying $200 million to get twice that amount in federal grants restored. The money revoked as the Trump administration alleged Jewish students' rights were violated when Columbia allowed destructive pro-Palestinian protests. In a statement, Columbia admits reform is needed and students experience painful incidents. Brian Kohberger is starting the rest of his life in prison.
No one will care who you are, and no one will ever respect you. You will be forgotten, discarded, used, and erased.
That's Christy Gonzalez talking to Kohberger at his sentencing. Her daughter Kaylee was one of the 4 University of Idaho students he murdered in 2022. Kohberger refused to make a statement. America's listening to Fox News.
A couple years ago, I was in the bathroom at the airport when I dropped my smartphone in the toilet. Not smart. I was multitasking when I should have been focused on the job at hand. Embarrassing, but I'm not alone. According to Google, 7 million other multitaskers accidentally dropped their phones into the bowl last year. A gentle reminder that right now you can get yourself a brand new Samsung Galaxy A36 absolutely free with a $35 plan from Pure Talk. The A36 comes with scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass and a battery that'll last all day, along with unlimited talk, text, and data on America's most dependable 5G network. In other words, it's tough and smart. Something to think about next time you're multitasking in the necessary. Just dial pound 250, say keyword Mike Rowe to get your free phone today. You can make the switch in just 10 minutes. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe to switch to a no-nonsense smartphone and a company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
A disaster in Russia. A plane crashed near China, killing all 49 passengers and crew on board. 5 of them were kids. The plane reportedly went down trying to make a second attempt at landing, perhaps in bad weather conditions. There might be progress in the latest attempt to put a halt to Israel's war against Hamas in Gaza.
And Israeli officials told the AP Hamas's response to the latest ceasefire proposal for Gaza is workable. This as President Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff heads to Italy to meet the top Israeli negotiator. The deal is expected to include a 60-day ceasefire. Hamas would release 10 living hostages and the remains of 18 others. Palestinians imprisoned by Israel would also be set free. The pause in fighting would allow for an influx of aid. Meanwhile, 4 leading news organizations, including Reuters and the AP, say their journalists in Gaza are at risk of starvation. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
President Trump has signed more executive orders, making a push to boost AI development.
The AI Action Plan includes dozens of federal actions intended to cement U.S. dominance in artificial intelligence.
America is the country that started the AI race. And as President of the United States, I'm here today to declare that America is going to win it. We're going to work hard. We're going to win it.
President Trump is directing federal agencies to ease regulations and include private sector voices in rulemaking, speeding up construction of energy facilities needed to run AI products. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed the morning after big gains. The Dow surged up 507 points, just shy of a record close. The Nasdaq and the S&P 500 did end the day at all-time highs. In baseball, the New York Mets won their fourth straight game, beating the LA Angels, taking over first place in the National League East by a half game after Philadelphia lost to Boston. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
We have clear skies, sunshine, 70 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Monaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 7:05. New development in the ongoing investigation into the murder of a 9-year-old girl in the Lake George area. State police have searched the area between exit 20 near Lake George and exit 28 near Ticonderoga that Melina Fratellin's father may have taken before she was killed. Luciano Fratellin claimed that his daughter was abducted. Her body ended up being found in the Ticonderoga area on Sunday. He's been charged with her murder. Now, authorities are asking anyone who was in that area over the weekend and saw a gray 2024 Toyota Prius between exits 20 and 28 to come forward and contact them. The brief break Central New York residents have enjoyed from the summer's heat ends today. The State Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Services says another day of high heat and humidity is expected across the region. Feels like temperatures are forecast between 90 and 105 in several locations in central New York today, and that's triggering concerns about heat-related illnesses. The latest forecast and alerts available at NOAA.gov. Here locally, we're looking at a high of about 90 degrees. We'll take a closer look at your forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Current Congresswoman Elise Stefanik is revealing a timeline for when she'll announce if she's running for governor. Stefanik says her decision won't be made public until after Election Day this November. Now, yesterday, Hudson Valley Congressman Mike Lawler said he was not going to enter the race and would instead seek re-election for his congressional seat. Stefanik says her focus right now is supporting Republicans locally and in county races. A recent poll showed Stefanik trailing Governor Kathy Hochul in a potential head-to-head matchup. One of the biggest stars in comedy and television history will be in Saratoga Springs tonight. Jerry Seinfeld taking the stage at the Saratoga Performing Arts Center. That's called SPAC, most commonly. His performance begins at 8 p.m. Seinfeld is, of course, best known for starring in and co-creating the smash hit show Seinfeld. It ran for 9 seasons and continues to air in syndication. A limited number of seats are still available this evening. You can purchase those through Ticketmaster. And New York State Fair organizers are issuing a final call for anyone interested in competing during the event. Each year, the fair offers more than 350 competitive categories like photography, arts and crafts, horticulture, baking, and more. Some of the competition entries are still open, but deadlines are coming up quickly. You can get more information on the State Fair website. The Great New York State Fair runs August 20th through September 1st. Already at 70 degrees, a nice day, a hot day on tap. A nice morning, though. It's warm. Here's your forecast.
The heat continuing to push back in. One day now of 90-degree heat. That's today. Sunshine and hot. After a little bit milder start, we're up to the low 90s later. Mid-90s with a heat index. Tonight, a shower, thunder shower threat. Small chance. Warm 72. Friday, some isolated showers, thunderstorms 85. Partly sunny Saturday 88. Chance of showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Again, sunny and 70. WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM news time is 7:09. All right, moving quickly in sports, the Yankees came up short in their rubber match against the Blue Jays last night. 8-4 the final, despite home runs from Jason Dominguez, Anthony Volpe, and Aaron Judge. The Yankees have dropped 2 of 3. They're off tonight. They open a 3-game series tomorrow at Yankee Stadium against the Philadelphia Phillies. The Mets complete a sweep of the Angels. They've now won 4 straight. Last night's final 6-3. I should say yesterday's final was 6-3. Brandon Nimmo led off the bottom of the first with a solo home run. Pete Alonso went deep as well. The Mets are off today also, and they open up a series in San Francisco against the Giants starting tomorrow night. The New York Giants will not be dealing with any quarterback controversy to start training camp. Head coach Brian Daboll saying that veteran QB Russell Wilson is the clear-cut starting quarterback. Daboll said that Wilson will be competing with fellow quarterbacks Jameis Winston, Jackson Dart, and Tommy DeVito, but he says Russ is their starter. The Jets making a pair of roster moves. The Gang Green announcing that they've signed offensive lineman Samuel Jackson, not that Samuel Jackson. They also moved linebacker Aaron Smith off the non-football injury list onto the active roster. And our man, Uncle Smitty, was at Bill's training camp yesterday and filed this report.
It was fun. It was fun.
That was the perfect intro for that.
It was fun.
I'm glad you had a good time.
They didn't have no pads on. They just had the shorts and shirt and a helmet.
Yeah, it's still early for that.
Yep. Josh
So
Allen.
it's a lot of. They're not running plays. What are they just doing? Physical drills,
No,
running,
they were actually running offense and defensive plays.
Oh, they were.
Yeah, Joe Brady was out there on the sideline telling Josh They were throwing to Coleman. They were throwing to Elijah Moore, who we got from the Cleveland Browns. Ray Davis, Devin Cooks was running offensive plays. Tyler Bass was kicking field goals.
Cool. How far? How far did he go?
He went one about 65.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's warmer air.
Yeah.
The ball flies a little better than it will in the cold and wind at Buffalo this winter.
There was some guy that was sitting in back of me. I sat on the bleachers for like 10 minutes. He says, I sure hope we get the Tyler Bass of old a couple years ago. Last year was kind of rough, shaky.
Yeah.
He did blow a few games for us.
Yeah.
And the Yankees, real quick.
Yeah.
4 errors they had last night in that game.
Well, that
4.
Continues to be.
And Anthony Volpe's had 13 already. He leads the league for shortstops. 14 errors. Yeah. 13. It's terrible. Yeah. And Aaron Boone and Matt Blake got thrown out in the 7th inning for arguing balls and strikes.
Who do you blame? You blame Cashman and Boone for this?
I don't get involved. I'm not going to get ripped up. You know I don't get ripped up into uproar.
Pointing fingers. Yeah,
but Cashman and Boone, I blame both of them.
Okay. Coming up, school districts warning parents about TikTok challenges. We'll give you the latest on that. If you have a question or comment, you can weigh in. Our YouTube is up today. Just search Keeler in the Morning or Keeler live stream or put Keeler in today's date. It'll come up. Our special guest host this morning, Angelo DiGiorgio, formerly known as Angelo the Intern, now known as Angelo
Guest of the Guest.
No, the businessman.
Oh,
Started
yeah.
his own business, Handshake Antiques.
That's right. Got it. What's horrible about it is it's such a necessary thing to do for people. Because again, I don't have a retail shop. I'm helping people liquidate. So there's not always the house is not always full of antiques or cool vintage items or whatever. Sometimes you're just selling quality used furniture. It's a
or notebooks
yeah, or anything. I mean, you're liquidating the contents of a house. You got to help people, but a lot of people don't want to do, don't want to clean out a house. It's a lot of work, but
and also it can be painful.
Sure.
After you
well,
lose,
then
in the case that you've lost a loved one.
Well, even if you're just moving, that's a lot of extra work, especially if you know that there's stuff in your house that does have value, but you don't know how to do that research, what the local market looks like. Because you can go online and see that someone's asking $1,000 for a VHS tape of Bambi. That doesn't mean that they're getting $1,000 for a VHS tape of Bambi. So if you do your own garage sale and you've got $800 on it because you think you're giving someone a deal, you're going to lose a lot of people when they see that $800 VHS tape of Bambi.
Yeah, that's a good point. Just because you find it listed on eBay doesn't mean it's actually selling for that price.
And funny enough, back to vinyl records, and Bill actually just texted me Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham, their solo record from pre-Fleetwood Mac is being reissued right now, and there's like a big anniversary of that. You'd be amazed the stuff that sells here locally versus the stuff that when I was in Chicago or when I lived in Boston, the price difference, even that, So when you've got people who do this every week, you'd be amazed at the things that I notice sell better at estate sales here than they did at estate sales in Chicago when I worked for a big outfit out there and vice versa. But again, if you're doing your own garage sale, you say, oh, we didn't make any money. Well, Frank, maybe if you didn't put everything at 10 cents to 75 cents or $300, you would have made some money.
Yeah, it could be. We've got some more comments coming in I want to get to. These make me laugh. Also coming up, and Ange, you raised your eyebrow when I mentioned that this was coming, and I haven't told you who the person is yet. There is a notable person, I don't want to say famous, he used to be famous, who I swear looks like he is auditioning for Planet of the Apes.
Well, I just texted Roseanne Barr, and she's going to phone in and let you know how that worked out for her.
This is not a racial thing. I'm telling you, this guy...
She said this. I've heard this story before, Jeff. She said the same thing.
This guy looks like Planet of the Apes. I'll tell you who it is coming up. I'll tell you where you can check him out, and I can't imagine you're going to disagree with my take on this. We'll get to that coming up. First news, Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is ready to take care of your medical needs. Whether you're in need of a new family doctor, or you're just looking for a second opinion, or you're interested in the OMT procedure, osteopathic manipulation treatment. It's something I go through every month. It really keeps you in shape. It keeps everything flowing through your body. It makes sure you're walking properly, your back is aligned properly, your neck and spine aligned properly, and you're walking straight. It can prevent problems down the road. It's about a 30-minute procedure. I do it every month. Dr. Monaski, Dr. Zielinski. It's a procedure that really makes a difference. And a great option, just call them at 315-507-4751. Acupuncture, Dr. Kosminski. They have all of these services available under one roof at the Falcon Clinic, conveniently located in Washington Mills. And have you been tested for hepatitis C? Prevalent in baby boomers, 100% curable, 100% curable. Dr. Shemaleski is Hep C certified. Call today, 315-507-4751, or visit them online at their website, thefalconclinic.com. The Falcon Clinic, located in Washington Mills.
Make this season all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris, experience suspension. Visit Clinton Tractor on Meadow Street in Clinton to see the full line of Ferris mowers.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
The Utica Stampede and Rodeo and Expo comes back to the Adirondack Bank Center. 2 days of rodeo fun with 8 different events, with over 30 of the best bull riders in the Northeast competing for large cash prizes. Get your tickets now at EmpireStateTix.com, in person at the Adirondack Bank Center box office, or over the phone by calling 315-790-9070. It's the Utica Stampede and Rodeo, presented by Don's Ford Clinton Tractor, and best enjoyed with Coors Banquet, the official beer of the rodeo.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
And if you've been lifting cement blocks and now you're feeling pain, it may be your feet.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Arches.
And enter the Good Feet store. Arches, arch support specialists, transforming lives every single day. And now there is the Good Feet store in New Hartford. It's a 3-step system, and it begins with a free fitting and test walk, no appointment needed. You can walk in, no obligation. And it's personalized, and you will see where your arch is off. if you're having that pain, you have that issue. And they have these inserts. They will go into your shoes, or you can add shoes from them. And it's strengtheners, maintainers, and relaxers. 3 categories of arch supports with varying levels of strength and support. You're really exercising. Even if you're sitting there, it's still doing the job and keeping you in place and training your feet to walk properly once again. It's the Good Feet Store. Call them today at 315-999-3910. Located, and you can walk in without an appointment, 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford.
Before there was social media, streaming, and even color television, there was radio. Remember the golden days when you had to tune in to hear what happened to Hopalong Cassidy, or perhaps the Green Hornet? What if you could relive those days again? Hi, I'm Greg Bell, the host of When Radio Was, a show that's dedicated to the very best of radio's golden age. From classic performances by Jack Benny to tales of terror on Lights Out. It's all here on When Radio Was, starting every Sunday at 11 p.m., only on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Which classic broadcast will you hear next?
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
It is the Keeler Show. First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX. Jeff Monaski sitting in as a guest host, and also Angelo DiGiorgio, our special guest co-host this morning.
Good morning, Jeff.
A reminder, our Hobeika Law Firm free money question of the day from Joseph and Andrew Hobeika is coming up in about 25 minutes. That'll be at 7:45. Your chance to win $150 from the Hobeika Law Firm. As a consolation prize, of course, we have the $25 all-in-one food and fun gift card, and it's a $25 gift card for places like Cookie's Q and Creamery, Babes, Taylor and the Cook, and it can also be used at the concessions or at the gift shop at the Adirondack Bank Center at the Utica Memorial Auditorium. Again, that's coming up in about 25 minutes. Be listening for your chance to win there. Before we go to our next guest, just a quick comment. Tim saying, tell Angelo I have the original Nick's Buckingham album.
Yeah, the 1973. I believe it is on Polydor Records. Buckingham Nicks, yep.
Wow, it's amazing you just pulled that out off your brain.
I own, I think, a 1981 pressing of it. Funny enough, I think the price has already gone down recently. I think of it because when I first bought it, it was way overpriced to me to drop any money on an original. So I bought that later pressing for I think like $30 or $40, and the original was like the hundreds. Now that it's been reissued and there's going to be colored variants and all this different stuff on 180 gram vinyl, I think all the originals will either go up in value because hardcore collectors will really, now it's like back in the zeitgeist, or I think it's going to go way down because now for, some teeny bopper who loves Stevie Nicks, we could just go to Barnes & Noble and drop $35 on a new press.
So your prediction is the price will either go up or it might go down.
You never know.
Wow,
well,
that was my prediction also.
Well, you want to know what? Let's talk about
the same
weather.
prediction. What an expert you are.
It'll probably go down, though.
Kim Minch is a certified parenting coach and the founder of the Real Life Parenting Guide, which offers one-to-one coaching. She's on this morning to discuss with us, I guess, what's being called the latest TikTok challenge. But essentially what it does is it encourages kids to damage Chromebooks and maybe laptops and other equipment that's given to them by a school district. And Kim is on with us now. Good morning, Kim.
Good morning. I'm happy to talk with you about this topic this morning.
Is this a real TikTok challenge? Because I have not heard about this elsewhere. Is this something just a couple kids did, or is this spreading across the social media?
I've watched news stories from New Jersey, Texas, so I think it's something that's larger than. And obviously, most kids are in the summer at this point. They're in their summer weeks. But yes, I think this is something that was happening at the end of the school year last year, and something that, districts fear could come back this fall. So I'm sure that's why we're talking about it now.
And specifically describe what the challenge is or what the issue is, what these kids are doing.
From what I've seen, they put either the lead of a mechanical pencil or a paperclip type thing into one of the outlets that is in the Chromebook and causes it to smoke and potentially start on fire and become dysfunctional, right? It malfunctions when you stick something into it. So it's being encouraged, unfortunately, through things, like a TikTok challenge. So kids are wired for risk, and some of them more wired than others. And some of them are prone to be led by popularity, likes, and wanting to have attention for this kind of behavior.
Obviously, the parents or the household that's issued the Chromebook or whatever the equipment is on the hook financially for this, right?
That's what we sign up for as parents, yes. I can remember signing every year saying that if something, if my kid does something intentionally to this, laptop or whatever they've been given, that it is my responsibility. I think the problem is sometimes parents just sign things and, then they don't realize, because, hey, life is busy and they're just signing papers and, they don't always realize, and they don't think their kid's actually going to follow through and do something like this.
Yeah, sure. I'm kind of in this category as well. My son's too young for TikTok, but, he's been issued laptops before or equipment to bring home, and you do have to sign this form that says essentially you're responsible for it. And you just assume, why would my kid break this laptop or jam something in one of the ports inside of a Chromebook?
Yes.
Not only would he face discipline at school, but he would face discipline at home. Beyond the financial impact, there's more at stake here for the kids as well.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that parents can do proactively is really think about and then communicate on a regular basis with their kids. What are our family values? What does our family stand for? So parents, I think that parenting in itself is a busy thing, right? You go from one day to the next and you're just trying to meet the needs. But I think we've got a problem in that parents haven't gotten clear with what they value and what they're wanting to instill in their kids. And that needs to be communicated on a regular basis. In this family, we value safety over being popular. In this family, we value honesty. So let's talk about that. What does that mean? And parents, you really model more through your behavior than your words. So don't say to your kids, be honest, and then have them catch you lying to, your boss or your mother or whatever, because our kids watch us intently.
Yeah. And, in this particular case, this challenge could cost a family a couple of $100. But some of these TikTok challenges are like kids have died from doing them or trying to do them.
Yeah. Again, it goes back to, the quality of the relationship you have with your kids is really important in the decisions that they're making. You aren't going to stop your kids from making all foolish, maybe unhealthy, choices in their lives. You're not going to be able to do that. But the quality, I am 100% certain that the quality of the relationship you're building with your kids while they're growing up has everything to do with whether or not they would even participate in something like this.
Kim Minch is a certified parenting coach and founder of the Real Life Parenting Guide, which offers one-on-one coaching. Kim, where can we find you on social?
www.reallifeparentguide.com.
Kim, when we were young, they used to just say to us, if everyone jumped out of a window, would you do it too? That was the only warning we needed. And there weren't all these constant TikTok challenges. Again, Kim Minch, we appreciate your time this morning. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you.
And you want to know what, Jeff? If some kid jumped out of a window tomorrow and another two kids did it, there was this new TikTok trend. Kids are jumping out of windows. It could hurt kids. These are not necessarily real trends. We call them a trend, and the one thing I appreciate is that she puts the blame back on the family unit and like parenting, but it's very easy just to blame social media. I made money off of TikTok during the pandemic. I've got 200,000 followers. I mean, I don't post a lot anymore, but I'm still on it sporadically. I have friends who use it. I just looked up Chromebook challenge, and the search is blocked, so you can't even see videos if it were promoting this. And
nobody's demonizing TikTok necessarily.
No, I know, but I think every couple months there's a new TikTok trend, or whether it be the Today Show reporting it here, wherever, and they're always, to me, like, 5 or 10 people doing it is not a TikTok trend. You can.
So you doubt the validity of this particular
I think
trend.
that if TikTok never existed, I think that kids would still be. Think about urban legends. Now we would call, if somebody heard about, a Wendigo, which is like a Native American piece of folklore, you'd be like, that new Wendigo TikTok trend? There's kids going out into woods looking for skinwalkers. It's a new TikTok trend. You hear that? Kids are going out into the woods and they're bringing matches. Kids are smoking cigarettes now. It's a new TikTok trend. It's called Try a Cigarette. They're going to gas stations and they're buying beer, and it's the fake ID trend. They're going with friends and they're taking pictures and they're making fake IDs.
Your point is well taken, but I think it's very naive to not recognize the influence that social media and TikTok in particular have on young kids.
Yeah, but that is nothing to do with that. I agree that social media...
I understand your point, right? Kids have been doing stuff outside the bounds, pushing the limits, doing things they're not supposed to do for a long time. And just because a group of kids do it doesn't mean it's a nationwide trend. I get that.
I also think calling it a challenge or a trend where it might just be a couple of, kids, being obnoxious and breaking Chromebooks and posting it, and a couple, they're copycats.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily
a trend.
But
again, the reason a lot of times parents want to be aware of this and why we talk about it on a program like this is because the Tide Pod Challenge, where, people were getting sick, and I believe some people actually even died from it, right? And that was something that started on social media, and I believe specifically, if I'm correct, on TikTok. But regardless, it was social media. Yeah. You don't have anything to say about that?
Well, I think even that, I remember when that was happening. I think what we don't necessarily think about is we've lost internet literacy. So someone like me, I might now make a video commenting about the Chromebook challenge to my adult viewers, 18 to 24, whatever my demographic is when I would post. And I might make fun of it. I might make a sketch or some, little bit about it, some jokes. And now there's people who might view that and go, oh my God, this guy is encouraging this new TikTok challenge. We've lost, it's the same thing with AI videos. Wow. The amount of times people see, a quadruple amputee baby singing with a Christ figure in a hospital. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. It's or they see a video of a shark saving a cat riding a motorcycle. Did you see this? Did you see some boy in Guam built the Empire State Building out of Coca-Cola bottles? Did you see that new trend?
Okay,
the Coca-Cola bottle trend.
This is
kids are drinking Coca-Cola and they are swallowing the caps. You hear the new turtle trend? Kids are wrapping themselves in plastic.
What is your point? This is much ado about nothing.
I think that calling everything a trend is it's the same thing with gun violence in video games. It's just, if you're not talking to your kids, maybe we need to hold a mirror up to society and reflect inward. Bless the Lord, oh my soul.
Do we have any open days next week, or are we completely booked with guest hosts? We're good. We can't squeeze him in one day.
This is the only thing I'm passionate about. This is it. This is the only thing I'm passionate about.
You're going to come on as a guest. It's 7:32. We'll break for a little bit of an information update and your latest weather forecast. I want to mention one more time, the Boonville Oneida County Fair continues tonight. The full schedule of events at boonvillefair.com. But just a reminder, Dave Olney and the Dusty Puppies performing tonight. It says listed here is 8 to 11, but they're at the Hofbrau, and they are one of the featured musical acts, the Dusty Puppies, who, of course, our friend Dave Olney, who will be in. Is he in next week? He's guest hosting next week, isn't he?
Next Friday he will be here.
Excellent. We'll talk to Dave next week, but you can go out and see him and his band tonight.
Before we break, I do just want to say what makes me laugh about all of this is growing up, my parents, adults, don't believe everything you see on the internet. Now it is the adults who believe everything they see on the internet.
This was the point I felt like you were trying to make. Well said. That's an excellent
It's internet literacy that we've just completely lost it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe do a little bit of research. Read between the lines.
Are you attacking our guest?
No, because I'm glad that she deflected it back onto the parents, because I think the family unit is what we need to focus on, not kids breaking Chromebooks and posting it.
Ange, good point. 7:34, First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
Hi, folks. This is Rob Hilton. Your family is your greatest treasure. Is your estate plan ready to protect them when it matters most? At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we understand the importance of getting it right. That's why we offer a free review of your current plan. Together, we'll assess it and provide honest feedback to ensure it truly works. No cost, no obligation, just confidence and peace of mind. Let's prepare for the future together. Schedule a free review today.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law.
Clearing out your home or commercial building, John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation will handle it for you. We handle residential or any size commercial property, before and after estate sale cleanouts or any junk removal service. John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation is a 5-star rated and background checked business, providing service you can count on, and we're fully insured in the industry. Call John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation today and take the stress out of your mess.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Here's something that's very, very important. Did you know that it's important to act early with children to get them tested for lead, especially in our local area? This is Bill Keeler. In New York, lead tests are required for children ages 1 and 2. Lead poisoning can do some terrible damage, harming a child's brain, nervous system, speech, hearing, learning, and behavior. Visit leadfreemv.org. or call 315-724-4197. You can also visit leadsafeutica.com. Lead exposure is a serious health risk, especially for children. If you're a homeowner, a renter, or a landlord, funding is available to help identify and address lead and other safety hazards. And this is the best part, oftentimes at no cost for those who qualify. Visit leadsafeutica.com or call 315-724-4197. Plus, there are additional healthy home grants that are available to help remove mold, moisture, asthma triggers, and improve air quality and energy efficiency. Applications are available at leadsafeutica.com or call 315-724-4197. This is important. It is a smart investment for this community, and it makes us stronger, safer, and better neighborhoods. Again, reach out to leadsafeutica.com or call 315-724-4197.
For its quarter, that stock is up 3%, and demand for Google Cloud topped high expectations. Ad revenue continues strong for search and YouTube. IBM reported a strong quarter, but Wall Street was expecting even more, and the stock's down 5%. The Nasdaq and S&P closed at records yesterday. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda, invested in you.
Sponsored by AxeCap Ventures. America, listen up. Gold prices are breaking records. With inflation raging and central banks hoarding, every American should own gold. And like President Trump said, whoever holds the gold makes the rules. AxeCap Ventures owns one of Nevada's largest undeveloped gold deposits and trades for pennies on the dollar. This could be your way to ride the gold boom. AxeCap trades under GARLF on the OTC. Visit axecapventures.ca.
The heat continuing to push back in. 1 day now of 90-degree heat. That's today. Sunshine and hot after a little bit milder start. We're up to the low 90s later, mid-90s with a heat index. Tonight, a thunder shower threat. Small chance. Warm 72. Friday, some isolated showers, thunderstorms 85. Partly sunny Saturday 88. Chance of showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
It is Keeler in the morning. Bill is off this week. Monaski filling in. Special guest host Angelo DiGiorgio in studio. What are you shaking your head for?
God bless us, everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
That's I'm in a.
I've said it too many times. Is that the problem?
Yeah, I'm sick of hearing about you filling in. And why do you got to use my last name? Why can't you just say
Angelo the
here?
intern? Okay.
Yeah, that's even better.
What are
yeah,
you, Madonna?
Cher. I have a single
Oh,
name.
you're Cher.
I'm
I'm
Cher.
sorry. I enjoy having you in. We'd like to have you back next week. It's probably going to have to be as a guest, though, not a guest host.
Well, I'll look into it.
Okay. I know you're a busy guy. I was talking about this earlier this morning. I showed you the video I was referring to. This is the whole Planet of the Apes comment I made.
Yeah.
You don't agree?
I think that people, when you brought it up a half hour ago, people probably forgot about it. I say this might be one of the worst takes you've ever had.
He looks exactly like he's on Planet of the Apes. Who I'm referring to, you're going to have to look this up. I found this interview on YouTube. I bounce around a few different things and a few different topics, but John Stossel did an interview. I can't remember the guy's first name. His last name is Starbuck, and he is, if I remember correctly, a Cuban American. I think he was born in Cuba, but he did this whole thing where he was targeting big corporations over DEI and DEI training. And if you look at John Stossel, who was formerly of, Smitty, was it Nightline?
Yeah, ABC News and Nightline.
ABC News and Nightline. He also did something, according to his wiki page, on the Fox Business Network. John Stossel, a name many people would remember. A combination of the way he wears his beard and mustache now. Specifically, look up this interview, John Stossel, Starbuck, or John Stossel DEI training. The way he wears his beard and mustache, and he's got this flat lip, and I think also the makeup that he wears because he's on camera, I can't get it out of my head. To me, he looks like he Planet of the Apes. There's no question about it. I don't know how you don't see that.
I think he just looks a little sickly. I don't think he looks
okay. If he's sick, I don't want to make fun of him. I'm not trying to make fun of
well,
him for being
that's
sick.
there's a new TikTok trend. It's called make fun of sickly men who are doing interviews. Did you know that? There's kids doing this in middle school. They are, it's called the Planet of the Apes trend. Roseanne Barr did it. She actually started it, and she got in big trouble for it.
This is not a racial thing, and I did not cross a line by what I said.
I just think that this is like one day.
He's a white guy.
It doesn't matter if it was an actual ape doing an interview. I don't really think that this is like that he looks like that. I think that this is like
all right, well, you're wrong.
You walked in here and this is
go ahead, finish your thought.
You walked in, you said, you want to know what we're going to talk about today?
That's not how this happened. That's not how this happened.
This is the craziest
I've had this on my list since Monday morning.
You've been ruminating on this since Monday?
I've been looking for an appropriate time to bring it up, and we've been busy.
He doesn't look anything like that. You know the game Guess Who? We're going to start playing Guess Who so you could just look at some faces.
If somebody wants to go take a look at the interview and then tell me that I'm wrong, I'll take your word for it, but not Angelo's. We've got more comments on the YouTube page. Go ahead, Smitty.
Deed says they got to make some 420 Gumbies that look like Tide Pods. I don't think Menthols and Coke is a trend. It's only been done 1 million times. And then Jawick says, got to love these women and their super long porno lashes. Is vaping a trend? And then somebody says, we love you, Angelo.
Yeah, we do love Angelo. As a matter of fact, Nagel commented this morning that Angelo should be a permanent host on the show, and I can't disagree with that. Unfortunately, you're not in the budget, so don't get your hopes up.
I never was in the budget.
Well, that's a whole nother story that we don't have to get into. It's 7:43. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, we will talk with author Tyler Gray. His book is Forged in Chaos, A Warrior's Origin Story.
A book about you, Jeff?
Yeah. He's a star of the military action series SEAL Team, which is on CBS Paramount. We'll talk to him in just a couple of minutes. We do have a free money question of the day from the Hobica Law Firm.
Hold off on that until we do the interview?
Why, is our guest ready?
No, not yet. But the phone lines are going to be,
So you want me to wait again?
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
All right, so why don't we get the guest on the phone, and then we'll end the hour with the free money question of the day. Is that what we're going to do? You're going to call him now? All right. Smitty's nodding. I know the audience can't see that. First News, Keeler in the morning. We are on YouTube today. We are. First time this week. First News, Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Service is celebrating 45 years of serving Central New York. Family owned and operated since 1980, they're proud to provide trusted professional auto care to our community. From brake repairs and New York State inspections to AC service and check engine light diagnostics, they offer complete auto service and repair. When your vehicle needs attention, you can count on them to get you back on the road quickly and safely. Save time and money. Schedule your appointment today at tallmanstire.com.
The official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. They have the most amazing cold brew coffee. Their coffee is Seattle's best. Whether it's iced coffee or piping hot, it's made fresh every single morning and throughout the day at Daylight Donuts. Their donuts, croissants, bagels, everything is made fresh every single day. Try the egg white frittata, made with egg white, spinach, tomato, and feta cheese on a bagel, English muffin, or their croissant. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. And there's the pistachio lattes, muffins, iced coffee, and the 32-ounce Double X iced coffee to keep you going. A speedy drive-through. Visit Daylight Donuts in New Hartford.
What does your welcome home look like? Is it a cozy corner or a wagging tail? The sound of kids playing in the yard or a friendly wave from the new neighbor? However you define it, let AmeriQ Credit Union help you make it happen. For 75 years, AmeriQ has helped your friends and neighbors finance the homes of their dreams. After all, there's no place like home. Let us help you finance yours. Apply today at ameriq.org/home. Membership eligibility is required. Insured by NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
River Hills Properties continues to be the fastest-growing real estate company in Central New York. Nobody sells homes like River Hills. Bill and Robin Monjo started, and when they did several years ago, it was all about service. Let's give people in upstate New York, in the Mohawk Valley, Utica, Rome, let's give them services they've never seen from a real estate agency. Your listing agent is with you every step of the way from start to finish. There's the book. They don't use the lockbox. They go to every event, every meeting, whether it's with the bank or there's an inspector, whatever it is, River Hills, your listing agent is there. It's all about service. And they're conveniently located with offices in Barneville, Little Falls, Utica, to the north in Copenhagen, Newport, and coming soon to Rome, and not to mention their amazing office in the Gulf Coast part of southern Florida. Sarasota, Naples, Marco Island, they have you covered, whether maybe you're staying put in upstate New York or you're considering that snowbird option. Call River Hills Properties at 315-896-1009. Nobody sells homes like River Hills. 315-896-1009.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
It is First News Keeler in the morning. Monaski and Angelo, as he likes to be called, like Cher or Madonna.
Hey now.
We won't mention his last name. His parents are a bit embarrassed. He is joining us as a guest host this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Monaski.
Joining us now on the phone. Stay tuned. Coming up in just a few minutes, we will have our daily free money question of the day from the Hobica Law Firm. Your chance this morning to win $150 cash. Tyler Gray was the epitome of the warrior archetype. A Delta Force operator, a master of counterterrorism, he hunted the worst bullies in the world's playground, high-value targets, bomb makers, and warlords, executing covert missions that never made the news. He had the perfect persona, ruthless, efficient, and untouchable, until one mission in Sadr City, Iraq, changed everything. Tyler Gray is also the star of the military action series SEAL Team, which is on CBS and Paramount Plus, available now. And he joins us this morning. Good morning, Tyler. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for having me.
So you have a book out, Forged in Chaos, Shattered in Peace. What happens? A warrior's origin story. That's the name of the book. Sorry, I butchered that. Forged in Chaos, a warrior's origin story. Before we get into the book, tell us about what you did in the military and this mission in Sadr City.
Well, in the military, when I joined, I was lucky enough to spend my whole career in Army Special Operations. I spent the first half in 2nd Ranger Battalion, most of that time as a sniper, deployed to Afghanistan as a sniper, and then eventually went over to a counterterrorism special missions unit, where I spent the rest of my career until the mission you mentioned. And it's one of those things. It was a routine mission until it wasn't, and things went very bad quickly during a nighttime raid, and I ended up getting blown up and pretty severely wounded, which led to me being medically retired out of the military.
So it's often we hear this with police officers. It's a routine traffic stop. No, there's no such thing as a routine traffic stop. And I would imagine in the line of work you were doing, and clearly this proved to be true, there's nothing routine. Anything can go wrong at any time.
Yeah, there is. It's one of those things, though, that at the same time, it's obviously a very dangerous environment. It's a dangerous job, and so it's things like this are going to happen on a long enough timeline, and you hope it doesn't, but and you see it happen to others, and then one day you're the one getting medevac. So it's one of those things where, to a certain degree, it's to be expected in that line of work.
Talk about your book. Is it specifically centered on your experience and this particular mission that went wrong, or talk about what's in your book?
Yeah, so it's really the mission is mainly a setup kind of for obviously a very pivotal moment in my life. But what the book is really for is what I saw over time, which is this very this template of cause and effect. And we're being told we're losing more warriors at home than we lost in war, and there's a reason for that. And the reason that we've been told, at least in my experience, is very different than the reality that I experienced. And so when I started to look into, the true cause of the problems I was having and found solutions for those, and they worked for me, I had to put out a book and try and help others. Hopefully the book can be a light in the dark for people that are in the dark right now, like I was for so many years.
And I clearly what you're talking about, right, is PTSD and veteran suicide, right? When you talk about losing them at home as opposed to the war. What did you learn?
Correct. Well, what I learned is, we're told, as you just said, we're told that, the suicide epidemic and a lot of the problems are a result of PTSD. And we've been told that for, many years now. And in my experience, PTSD just never fit how I felt as a diagnosis. And so I spent, over 15 years trying to come up with a theory or concepts that fit my actual experience. And again, it was very different. If PTSD is the problem and treatment options and awareness are at an all-time high, and the problem is getting worse, not better, then to me that points to maybe we've fundamentally misdiagnosed the root cause.
Yeah, that's a great point. Tyler Gray is our guest, and he's the author who wrote the book Forged in Chaos, A Warrior's Origin Story. Also, he's star of the military action series SEAL Team on CBS and Paramount+. Tyler, where can we get your book?
It's out now anywhere books are sold, obviously Amazon, Barnes & Noble, any of the standard places. And the one thing I want to say about it, which is I think very critical, is it's not, just for veterans. It's not just for first responders. It's really about anyone who's ever gone through, grew up or been raised in a chaotic or traumatic environment, who's ever gone through something that creates a very specific pattern, again, of cause and effect. And so really the book is for anyone who's ever been through anything difficult and wants to understand better how to overcome that and build resilience in their life.
What is you developed this theory, LTSD, and we often talk about PTSD. Yeah. LTSD, explain what you mean by that.
So for me, again, as I said, everyone's telling me it was PTSD. The first word of PTSD, obviously, is post. So post-traumatic stress disorder assumes a pre-traumatic stress baseline. And for myself, and I think the vast majority of veterans and first responders, we never had a pre-traumatic stress baseline. We grew up in very chaotic environments. I grew up in an extremely chaotic environment. And so LTSD explained that I never knew a pre-traumatic stress baseline. So I don't have post-traumatic stress disorder. Because I grew up in chaos, chaos became my homeostasis. And so when the environment was chaotic, my brain was calm. Conversely, when the environment is calm, my brain becomes chaotic, and I have to create chaos back into the environment to calm myself. I call that LTSD, or lack of traumatic stress disorder. I'm so used to traumatic stress, that is my baseline or homeostasis.
Wow, that's an interesting analysis. Again, the book Forged in Chaos: A Warrior's Origin Story. We appreciate your time this morning. We encourage everybody to check out the book. Tyler, thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you guys so much.
All right. That is, again, Tyler Gray, and you can check him out on the military action series SEAL Team on CBS Paramount Plus. Good job, Smitty. That was interesting. And a unique take on what we often hear about. He talked about this over-awareness of PTSD, and maybe that's not actually what it is.
Very interesting, and the TV show is real good.
Oh, you watched that?
Oh, yes.
Very cool. Good job, Smitty. Do we have time for our free money question of the day?
If you want to make it quick by the time I gave you to get out.
All right, so do this. Take a 60-second break. During the break, we'll get our caller. We want caller 5 at 315-736-0186. Your chance to win $150 from the Hobica Law Firm.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Filing Form 2290 again? VINs, weights, EINs. What a nightmare.
Not with 2290.ai, the first AI-powered 2290 e-filing platform. Just snap or scan last year's Schedule 1 and hit submit, even if you're on the go.
Wait, with just a photo?
Yep. Our smart platform reads, validates, and files it in minutes. With real-time AI checks and instant Schedule 1 delivery, you can stay road ready and file fast.
Whoa, I just got my Schedule 1. Already?
That's right. Whether you're a solo hauler or running a fleet, smart truckers use smart tech. Just go to 2290.ai to snap or scan and submit. Anywhere, anytime.
Powered by ZenWork. Use code RADIO at checkout for 20% off your first filing. Only at 2290.ai. That's 2290.ai. With code RADIO at checkout for 20% off. 2290.ai.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, we are back. We're squeezing in our Hobica Law Firm free money question of the day. We say good morning quickly to Court in Rome. Hey, Court, how you doing?
Hey, good. How you doing, Jeff?
Pretty good. All right, I'm going to ask you a question, and I know from past experience you're really good at this stuff, so we're prepared to give away $150. Here's your question. With the launch of NASA's orbiter Columbia, this U.S. astronaut became the first woman to command a space shuttle mission. Her name is Eileen Collins. What city in New York is she from? Ready, go.
Syracuse.
That's a good guess. Unfortunately, that is not correct.
Rochester.
Oh, that's a good technique. Keep spitting out answers. The correct answer is Elmira, New York. And today, Eileen Collins, I don't mean today is her birthday. It's not. She's 68 years old, but today marks the anniversary. It happened in 1999 when she became the first woman to command a space shuttle mission. Court, we thank you for playing. You've won a $25 all-in-one food and fun gift card. It's good at Babe's. It's good at Taylor and the Cook. It's also good at Cookies, Q, and Creamery, and you can take it to the Adirondack Bank Center and use it at the concessions there or in the gift shop. Court, appreciate your time. Have a great day.
Hey, thank you, Jeff.
We'll be back. Stay on the line. Davey's got to get your info. It's First News, Keeler in the Morning, WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
He commends Colombia for agreeing to do what is right. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump wrote that, hailing it on Truth Social, the settlement with the university to restore federal grants canceled over destructive pro-Palestinian protests on campus.
Colombia agreeing to pay out more than $220 million for violating Jewish students' civil rights, and they're pledging to reverse discriminatory practices. University President Claire Shipman says this in a statement. As part of the settlement, the university has not admitted wrongdoing. We are not, however, denying the very serious and painful challenges our institution is faced with anti-Semitism.
That's Fox's Griff Jenkins at the White House. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche could meet with Ghislaine Maxwell as soon as today. She's in prison for her role in sex trafficking underage girls with Jeffrey Epstein, who committed suicide awaiting trial. Maxwell's also been subpoenaed to talk to a congressional committee. But in the push for more Epstein files to be made public, a federal judge denied an attempt to unseal grand jury documents. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal reports.
The judge said typically a release like this would only be done to assist other lawyers or help in another case. Separately, Fox has confirmed a report that the Justice Department informed the president this past spring that his name does appear in Epstein-related legal documents and files.
FBI Director Kash Patel says the media keeps trying to undermine the president with smears and lies, and that story's no different. Another court blocking the president's order to end birthright citizenship, this time from appeals judges, calling it unconstitutional, as the president, by order, tries to stop kids born to parents here illegally from being U.S. citizens. Now updates into an infamous illegal immigrant.
A federal judge prohibiting officials from taking Kilmar Abrego Garcia into immediate ICE custody should he be released from jail in Tennessee while awaiting trial. A separate magistrate judge also pausing for 30 days in order allowing the 29-year-old from El Salvador to be released on bail.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. Abrego Garcia is charged with human trafficking after he was returned by court order from El Salvador, where he was wrongfully deported in March. America's listening to Fox News.
A couple years ago, I was in the bathroom at the airport when I dropped my smartphone in the toilet. Not smart. I was multitasking when I should have been focused on the job at hand. Embarrassing, but I'm not alone. According to Google, 7 million other multitaskers accidentally dropped their phones into the bowl last year. A gentle reminder that right now you can get yourself a brand new Samsung Galaxy A36 absolutely free with a $35 plan from Pure Talk. The A36 comes with scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass and a battery that'll last all day, along with unlimited talk, text, and data on America's most dependable 5G network. In other words, it's tough and smart. Something to think about next time you're multitasking in the necessary. Just dial pound 250, say keyword micro to get your free phone today. You can make the switch in just 10 minutes. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe to switch to a no-nonsense smartphone and a company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Will criminal charges be coming? That's a big question as the Trump administration investigates what the president has called the Russia hoax. The years-long probe into his campaign's alleged collusion with Russia in the 2016 election started by the Obama administration.
Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard says newly declassified information provides irrefutable evidence that former President Obama and top administration officials manufactured intelligence assessments.
They knew it would promote this contrived narrative that Russia interfered in the 2016 election to help President Trump win, selling it to the American people as though it were true. It wasn't.
Gabbard says intelligence at the time showed Russia did not have a favored candidate. Gabbard would not say how this evidence was missed by previous investigations. A spokesperson for former President Obama calls the allegations bizarre and a weak attempt at distraction. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Speaking of Russia, a plane crashed today in the Siberian region near China, killing all 49 passengers and crew on board. There are Russian news reports of bad weather and the plane going down in the second attempt to land. This is the first day of the rest of a life in prison for Brian Kohberger in Idaho.
There was applause in court in Boise as Olivia Gonsalves unloaded on the killer for the stabbing deaths of her sister Kaylee and 3 other University of Idaho students in 2022.
You didn't win. You just exposed yourself as the coward you are. You're a delusional, pathetic, hypochondriac loser.
There was also tears and heartbreak from other victims' family members over their profound losses. This after Kohberger struck a deal to plead guilty to take the death penalty off the table in exchange for his life sentence, though while never having to explain why. Jeff Monaski, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed the day after record highs for the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Good morning. It's already quite warm out there. We have mostly sunny skies, 75 degrees. WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. Good morning. I'm Jeff Monaski. The latest in the ongoing investigation into the murder of a young child from Canada who was killed here in New York. State police have searched the area between exit 20 near Lake George to exit 28 near Ticonderoga, where Melina Fratellin's father may have taken her before she was killed. Luciano Fratellin claimed that his daughter was abducted, but her body wound up being found in Ticonderoga on Sunday. He's been charged with her murder. Police do not think she was abducted at all. Anyone who saw a gray 2024 Toyota Prius between exits 20 and 28 on Saturday is asked to contact police immediately. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik is revealing a timeline for when she'll announce if she's running for governor of New York. Stefanik says her decision won't be made public until after Election Day this November. Yesterday, Hudson Valley Congressman Mike Lawler said he was not going to enter the contest and will instead seek re-election for his congressional seat. Stefanik says her focus right now is supporting Republican local and county candidates for the fall races. A recent poll showed her trailing Governor Kathy Hochul in a potential head-to-head matchup. Oneida High School might be closed due to flood damage, but sports teams will not have their schedules impacted. The athletic director in Oneida saying yesterday that no activities this fall will be canceled, meaning that all practices and games for the 2025-26 season will proceed as planned. Several inches of rain fell back in June, which destroyed the school's electrical and heating systems, which now need to be replaced. Those repairs will likely keep the building closed for the entire academic year. And one of the biggest names in comedy and a past TV star will be in the Spa City tonight. Jerry Seinfeld takes the stage at SPAC, the Saratoga Performing Arts Center, for a show that begins at 8 o'clock tonight. Seinfeld, of course, known for starring and co-creating the smash hit show Seinfeld. It ran 9 seasons and continues to air in syndication. Still pretty funny, too, by the way. Smitty agrees. A limited number of tickets are still available for tonight's show, and you can purchase those through Ticketmaster. A warm start, sunshine, 75 degrees. It's going to be a hot one. Here's what we can expect. It's Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel.
Continuing to push back in. 1 day now of 90-degree heat. That's today. Sunshine and hot. After a little bit milder start, we're up to the low 90s later. Mid-90s with a heat index. Tonight, a shower, thunder shower threat. Small chance. Warm 72. Friday, some isolated showers, thunderstorms 85. Partly sunny Saturday 88. Chance of showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Again, sunny and 75 at 8:08. All right, in sports, the New York Giants won't deal with any quarterback controversies for training camp, although we'll see. Head coach Brian Daboll officially naming veteran signal caller Russell Wilson as the clear-cut starting quarterback. Daboll said that Wilson will be competing with fellow quarterbacks Jameis Winston, Jackson Dart, and Tommy DeVito, but he says that Russ is the starter for the Giants. The Mets completed a 3-game sweep of the L.A. Angels, 6-3 the final at Citi Field yesterday. Brandon Nimmo led off the bottom of the first with a solo homer. Pete Alonso would go deep as well, a third-inning 3-run blast. The Mets lead the NL East now. They visit the San Francisco Giants for a 3-game series that starts tomorrow night. Meanwhile, the Yankees came up short in their rubber match against the Blue Jays despite 3 home runs. The Bombers fell 8-4 in Toronto. Jason Dominguez, Anthony Volpe, and Aaron Judge all went deep in defeat. The Yankees have now lost 2 of their last 3, and they host the Phillies for the start of a 3-game series that begins tomorrow night at Yankee Stadium. Sticking with baseball, a quick note here. The Colorado Rockies put an end to a disappointing streak in their series finale win over the St. Louis Cardinals on Wednesday. This game was played in Denver. Colorado beat the Cards 6-0 to record their first shutout win since May 15th of 2024. That snapped a streak of 220 straight games without a shutout. That's the longest in Major League Baseball history. Colorado is the only Major League team since at least 1901 to go more than 200 games without holding their opponent scoreless. The Rockies snapped the record of 22 consecutive series losses last month. That's some bad baseball being played out there in Colorado. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:10. You know what's happening this weekend? The Taste of Lebanon. Coming up next, we'll talk with Lou Rea about that. And Angelo DiGiorgio. I'm sorry, just Angelo. It's just Angelo. He's
cleaner.
Looks like Planet of the Apes. He's in with us for just a few more minutes.
You're going to really beat that dead horse, aren't you there, buddy?
I'm trying to. It's First News Keeler in the morning, WIBX.
It's all unfolding in Herkimer County. This is Bill Keeler. You can explore everything from Herkimer diamond mines, savor the taste of Herkimer cheese, the gems along the Mohawk, and take a boat tour along the historic Erie Canal or eat at Waterfront Grill. If you have a business or an event to promote, you can reach out to Herkimer County at herkimercountyny.gov/events. Everything is listed there. Things to do, things that are going on. There's food truck season underway. The Chow Down is happening in Herkimer, in Little Falls, in Frankfort. There are food truck events coming up later on this summer. Expect Herkimer Diamond Days. The Frankfort Harbor Fest is happening. The Herkimer County Fair just around the corner. Little Falls Cheese Festival and the Garlic Festival. It's all happening in Herkimer County. Whether you're local or just passing through, or if you have an event you want promoted in downtown or in the rural areas of Herkimer County, history, commerce, and beauty collide. It is happening in Herkimer County.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Service is celebrating 45 years of serving Central New York. Family owned and operated since 1980, they're proud to provide trusted professional auto care to our community. From brake repairs and New York State inspections to AC service and check engine light diagnostics, they offer complete auto service and repair. When your vehicle needs attention, you can count on them to get you back on the road quickly and safely. Save time and money. Schedule your appointment today at TallmansTire.com.
Mattress Express's summer sale is on. Get a king for the price of a queen for the price of a full, and a full for the price of a twin, starting at just $4.99. Beautiful select therapeutic mattresses. Go to MattressExpressNY.com.
Aches and pains aren't trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting the work done. You know this business can be backbreaking. All the more reason to partner with someone who has your back, like Clinton Tractor and Ferris Commercial Mowers. Ferris is about helping you finish strong and feel good doing it, with patented suspension technology that allows you to mow faster and get more work done in comfort so you can feel good tomorrow. Visit Clinton Tractor today or at clintontractor.net. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
518-554-0000, 100 Great Oaks, Albany.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Guy Benson. I'm not perfect. Many would disagree.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
We got to get him to make one of those for me because Keeler's not here today. Jeff Monaski alongside Angelo. I almost said your last name
You can
again.
say my last name. You see,
No,
the
it's
great
all
thing
right.
about
You don't
Jeff
want
is
me to say
he
it.
just harps on things. He just can't get over it.
That might be
he's
true.
gonna ride this out. God bless him. He's a nice guy though. He's got a heart of gold.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Unfortunately, we've spent quite a bit of time together the last couple of days. This is Oneida County Restaurant Week. Is that right?
Yeah.
So we use this as a reason to get out and try a couple places. I say try. I've been to both these places. I just hadn't been there in a while. And what was it? Last night we went to Simeon's, or as I call it, Simi the Greeks. Remember Jimmy the Greek? It's an old sports bettor back from the 80s. Jimmy the Greek. Smitty knows.
All right, well, let's move on from that.
Simi the Greek.
Sure.
Simi the Greek. Simeon's. We went there last night. Delicious. You got fish. I got a salad.
I got the haddock, yeah.
What did Gabs get?
I think she just got an appetizer.
I don't remember what she got. And then, so we went to Simeon's last night. The place was packed.
Yeah.
And what would that have been? Tuesday night.
Cafe Canole.
We went to Cafe Canole. It was me, you, and Bree.
Yeah.
And that was delicious as well. They've got these new sliders made with ground chuck.
I don't remember.
Well, that's what I had. I'm telling you. You don't have to.
I was
remember.
there. I actually lived it. I saw you eat them.
Yeah, devour them. It was ground chuck, some cheese, and why can't I think of it? The onions, the not marinated. You know the word I'm talking about. Caramelized onions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were delicious. What'd you get there?
I got their grilled salmon.
Oh, which looked good.
Or their honey glazed salmon, rather.
It was good, right?
Yeah, very good.
That nice honey mustard on it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So it's Restaurant Week in Oneida County. Get out there. It's a good excuse to.
But you want to know what? You don't need an excuse.
I'm in the middle
you don't
of a
need an
sentence.
excuse to support our local restaurants. We got great food here.
We do.
That was one of my favorite things about moving home.
Okay, well, when was the last time we went out? The three of us.
Yesterday.
Before that.
Maybe a couple weeks prior.
Okay. Well, there you go. It was a good reason to get out and try something we hadn't tried in a while. You disagree with this? Why do you give me
not
the
at
face?
all. I think that was when I have friends who college age friends and people a couple years older, and they go to chain restaurants around here. I always laugh. I say this is one of the few places where I feel like there is no need ever to go to a chain because there's such good food on every other corner, all different ethnicities and styles of food and price ranges too, and speeds. There's even locally owned kind of fast casual spots. There's no excuse to ever have to go anywhere else. I love it. I love the food here. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I agree. And I don't know. What are you doing tonight? Maybe the three of us or the four of us will get together. Yeah, you don't have time for me anymore, and I can't blame you. Coming up this weekend, speaking of great food, Taste of Lebanon. That's just around the corner. And just before you go, because we talked about this morning, and that being the Epstein situation and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Mm-hmm.
The New York Post has what they're labeling as an exclusive this morning. Ghislaine Maxwell is assembling, quote, new evidence to present to the feds when she meets with them later this week, her brother told the New York Post. Jeffrey Epstein's madam never gave her version of events to federal prosecutors before her 2021 trial, which resulted in a 20-year sentence for recruiting women and underage girls for Epstein to sexually abuse. She also never testified in her own defense. But her brother says she will be putting before that court new evidence that was not available to the defense at her 2021 trial, which would have a significant impact on the outcome. That's what Ian Maxwell told the Post in an email on Wednesday. Maxwell, who is 63, is the linchpin in the Epstein affair and one of the few people still alive who knows the names, times, dates, and places of his entanglements, both in business and in private. Epstein died in jail while awaiting trial back in 2019. Quote, if she squeals on some of the people that she has videos on, they won't be happy. That's former Epstein sex slave Virginia Joffrey. That's what she said in an interview with Gayle King back in 2020. Of course, Joffrey took her own life in April, becoming one of the most prominent accusers of Ghislaine and Epstein after she had been recruited by the pair and worked for them until 2002. So just a follow-up to a conversation we had earlier this morning.
Thanks for keeping me in the loop.
You have to go?
I do.
You do?
I do.
It's about that time. Appreciate you stopping in. Maybe you can come back a day next week?
Sure.
All right, sounds good. One more time, your business and how people can get a hold of you.
Oh, yeah. Handshake Antiques. You could follow me on Facebook or my website, handshakeantiques.com. And that's I would say that's the best way to get through to me. Or send me an email. My email's on my website as well. It's angelo@handshakeantiques.com.
Handshake Antiques. How'd you get the name? Fortune cookie or?
No, Utica's the handshake city.
Yeah.
And I've been really adamant that when I do open up, a brick and mortar or retail shop, I want it to be in the city of Utica because I think that's, you got to kind of be the change you want to see. So people always talk about Utica and downtown. Well, that's where I want to be when I open up shop.
And just a quick note, you don't do just Utica. I've helped you, and I've been to
the estate sales. I do all over the place. I might have one down in Yonkers in the fall, even. So I mean, Saratoga, Mohawk, Whitesboro, Utica, Rome. I mean, wherever I get the phone call, I'll go.
And you have one this weekend.
I've got this one this weekend.
It's in Utica.
In Utica, right off the Parkway, right in East Utica on Gibson Road. There's some cool stuff there. Some uranium glass, some country kitchen stuff. Some vinyl records, some mid-century things. It's neat. So there's nice stuff. And there's contemporary things, too, if you're just looking for some new pots and pans.
Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Jeff.
Have
All
a
right,
good day.
gentlemen. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. That is Angelo DiGiorgio and Handshake Antiques. As I mentioned, the Taste of Lebanon is coming up this weekend, and not only am I excited about the food, but I'm excited about the bands. Joining us on the phone is Lou Rea to talk about all the exciting things going on. Is that Lou? It is Lou. Lou joins us now. It's from the Deerfield Fireman's Field, which is on Trenton Road. It's been held there in the past, and it is Taste of Lebanon. I'll spit it out. Sorry, Lou. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I want to thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to come on and promote our event this weekend. It starts tonight from 5 to 9. We have showtime in concert at 6:30. Tomorrow night from 5 to 9, we have Last Left in concert at 6:30. And on Saturday from noon to 9 at 6:30, we have Soul Injection in concert from 6:30. When I mean in concert, we ask you to bring your lawn chairs. We have plenty of seating. We've got some great bands, some excellent food, and a lot of fun, a lot of raffles, and the great Lebanese food prepared by our parishioners from our recipes from our great-grandmothers and our grandmothers. So we've got it all going on this weekend up here at the Deerfield Fireman's Park, and it's a great venue, and we've been doing it for 14 years.
Yeah. Lou, do you say gyro or euro?
Gyro.
Gyro.
Euro is from it comes from the Greeks.
From
Euro.
the Greeks, okay.
Yeah, but we were before the Greeks, so we go with gyro.
Okay. As you mentioned,
as a matter of fact, we've got not sorry to interrupt you, but we got a great food demo going on Saturday from 4 o'clock by Eli Zina, who owns Lafa, and his mom Lila Zina from Zina's Cafe. They're going to show our visitors, attendees, how to make shawarma, beef and chicken. And also here's a new concept on how to make pita bread. It's called the sage, which our grandmothers and great-grandmothers used to make on a wooden stoves when we were kids. So, we've got a lot of great things going on, raffles and great food and entertainment.
Lou, how do you say that again? The bread, the bread that you're talking about, the old.
Yeah, pita bread on a sage. Basically, it's a dome piece of metal that they put heat under, and they take the dough, they press it, they put it on the sage, they cook it, they turn it over, and there you have old-time pita bread.
And that'll be a demonstration on how to do that at home?
Yeah, well, we've got that going on at 4 o'clock.
Excellent. That's 4 o'clock on Saturday. As you mentioned, authentic Lebanese food. Admission is free. Of course, you got to pay for the food, but you have great entertainment as well. Homemade sweets, baskets, fried dough, and everything kicks off tonight. Showtime playing at 6:30. You said Last Left is playing on Friday night, and then Soul Injection Saturday. Each night, the music begins at 6:30.
Yeah, if I may, I'd like to recognize our sponsors, Lewiston Properties. They've been with us for 14 years, presenting sponsor. Also, Scalzo, Zogby, and Wittick, a new sponsor this year, Stephen Lennon, Jewelers and Company. And then our day sponsors for our band are Steve Ponte. Also, we have Joe Tahan's Furniture and Cobblestone Construction. So we got a great weekend. Come on up, bring your lawn chairs, bring your families. We got a lot of great things going on, great food, fun, and entertainment.
You can find more information at Facebook. Check out TOL Utica, TOL Utica, as in Taste of Lebanon Utica. Hummus, stuffed grape leaves, tabbouleh, baklava, fried dough, gyros and gyro bowls. It's delicious, and you have some great bands performing. You should check it out if you have some time. Tonight, Friday night, and Saturday night. Lou, what did we miss?
You haven't missed anything. I tell you, very well informed. Very well informed. Very impressed.
Well, thank you, Lou. I appreciate that. Thanks for coming on, and I hope to see you this weekend.
Okay, thank you so much. Man.
Again, Taste of Lebanon at the Deerfield Fireman's Field. That's right on Trenton Road. It's been held there in the past. 5 to 9 tonight, 5 to 9 Friday, and 12 to 9 on Saturday. And you can check out that demonstration on how to make that old-style pita. That starts at 4 o'clock tomorrow. One more time, Showtime tonight, Last Left tomorrow, Soul Injection on Saturday. Smitty, you want to go? I'll go check out Showtime tonight.
I can't go tomorrow, but I might go. I can't go tonight, but I might go tomorrow.
Okay. I love Showtime. That band's amazing.
Yeah.
And checking them out. There's a lot going on. Plus, I also mentioned Boonville Oneida County Fair. Dusty Puppies playing tonight.
Were you able to check out Showtime at the Boilermaker post-race party after you got done with everything?
Of course. They're phenomenal. And if Ben Kidwell played a couple songs with them, he's just amazing on the piano. But Showtime is phenomenal, and they really rock the house, even though it's an outdoor venue, at the Boilermaker post-race party. That's always a good time, though. You get to see so many people who come into town that haven't seen in a year. You know who I didn't see there? I was disappointed. I saw his mother, Andrew. I figured I'd run into Andrew at the Boilermaker. Now, obviously, I don't think he ran this year, but I believe he was in town.
He was in town.
And but I got to see Andrew's mom, and we caught up and had a beer. It was good. Boilermaker, it's always a good time. Taste of Lebanon tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday, 5 to 9 tonight, 5 to 9 tomorrow, 12 to 9 on Saturday. We'll take a quick timeout and come back with more. It's First News, Keeler on vacation on WIBX.
River Hills Properties continues to be the fastest growing real estate company in central New York. Nobody sells homes like River Hills. Bill and Robin Monjo started, and when they did several years ago, it was all about service. Let's give people in upstate New York, in the Mohawk Valley, Utica, Rome, let's give them services they've never seen from a real estate agency. Your listing agent is with you every step of the way from start to finish. There's the book. They don't use the lockbox. They go to every event, every meeting, whether it's with the bank or there's an inspector, whatever it is, River Hills, your listing agent is there. It's all about service. And they're conveniently located with offices in Barneville, Little Falls, Utica, to the north in Copenhagen, Newport, and coming soon to Rome, and not to mention their amazing office in the Gulf Coast part of southern Florida. Sarasota, Naples, Marco Island, they have you covered, whether maybe you're staying put in upstate New York or you're considering that snowbird option. Call River Hills Properties at 315-896-1009. Nobody sells homes like River Hills. 315-896-1009. 1009.
In life, we're often faced with difficult decisions. When it comes to caring for our loved one, the choice can be overwhelming. But amidst the uncertainties, there's one decision that stands out as an act of profound love and gratitude: choosing hospice care. Hospice care isn't just about medical support. It's about honoring the journey of those who've given their all to their families. It's about providing comfort, dignity, and peace in their final days, surrounded by loved ones. Choosing hospice is a way to give back to someone who has selflessly given their life to others. At Hospice and Palliative Care, we understand the weight of this choice. Our compassionate team is here to guide you through every step of the journey, providing personalized care that respects the individuality and dignity of your loved one. When it's time to say goodbye, choose hospice care. Choose love. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties. Visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call 315-735-6484.
When you need us most.
When my business was taking off, our old phone system just wasn't cutting it. We needed fewer missed calls, more flexibility, and better visibility into customer conversations. That's when I found OpenPhone.
OpenPhone is the all-in-one system for small businesses and growing teams. Manage multiple numbers from one device, work seamlessly as a team with shared numbers, and stay organized with AI-powered call transcripts, summaries, and next steps, so nothing gets missed and your team responds faster. OpenPhone integrates with tools you already use, like Slack, HubSpot, and Zapier, so everything's connected and efficient.
Having tried just about every relevant small business phone system, OpenPhone is truly in a league of its own. It's now essential to how we run our business, and I couldn't be happier with the value it brings.
See why over 60,000 businesses trust OpenPhone. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
The heat continuing to push back in. 1 day now of 90-degree heat. That's today. Sunshine and hot. After a little bit milder start, we're up to the low 90s later, mid-90s with a heat index. Tonight, a thunder shower threat. Small chance. Warm 72. Friday, some isolated showers, thunderstorms 85. Partly sunny Saturday 88. Chance of showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, back here. First news, Keeler in the morning on WIBX. Trump has made, and hopefully it's one in a series of trade deals, but there is a trade deal with Japan. And, of course, typical Trump, believe me, greatest, biggest deal ever. I need to polish that a little bit more. It still needs some work. But joining us now is Nest Point Director of Government Affairs and Global Strategies, and he's the former president of Americans for Prosperity, Tim Phillips, with the details on this massive trade deal that's been reached with Japan. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning. Good to be with you.
So what are the details? What do we know here? Is this finalized? This is a done deal. This isn't a tease, is it?
No, it's a done deal. Japan agrees to pay a 15% tariff on goods coming into their country. Finally, they agreed to open up their market to agricultural products, rice, soybeans being two big ones in this particular deal. Also, American cars and trucks. For a long time, the Japanese, they kept their market tightly shut on the automotive front. That's now open, which is a significant development. And then they agreed over the next decade to invest just a hair over $500 billion in dollars, American dollars, in the American economy in conjunction in working with the administration. So it is a significant deal. It increases the momentum, coming on the heels of Indonesia and Vietnam signing deals. There's real momentum in Asia. That puts pressure on China. The negotiations between Secretary Bassett, Trump's Treasury guy, and the Chinese and Switzerland are ongoing. And these Asian deals are putting pressure on China. There's no doubt about that.
So this creates an emerging auto market for U.S. manufacturers of vehicles? Because are you saying they weren't sold or they weren't allowed to be sold in Japan previously?
They were allowed to be sold, but the tariffs were so impossible that you really couldn't get market share. So we'll be able now to compete on a level playing field, and that's significant. That's a top 10 market in the world for automobiles from the standpoint of per capita. The cost, the dollars they spend per car. It's a good market to try to be in because it's a wealthy market. Japan is. It's a tier one. So that's an important development as well for our automotive industry.
Japan will pay, as you mentioned, reciprocal tariffs of 15% on U.S. Imports, what our exports to us, imports to them. And then the deal comes 2 weeks after Trump announced the U.S. would impose a 25% tariff on goods imported from Japan. Does that 25% tariff stay in place?
No, it goes away. It was kind of the pressure point that the administration, that Trump and his people were using to get Japan to do a deal. They dropped that into 15, so it goes down to 15 now.
Oh, it's 15 and 15 both ways.
Right.
Ultimately, though, the consumer pays this price, right?
I think that potentially is the case. We've seen it depends. It depends on the pressure in the supply chains, what these individual companies do. For a long time, you mentioned I was the head of Americans for Prosperity. I prefer open trade where there's not tariffs anywhere. It's genuine free trade. The problem is, for a long time, a lot of these economies kept their regimen of tariffs in place, and we did away with ours, so it wasn't paid, and we did the price for that.
You called Japan a tier one market, which means there's the potential to do more business. It's a wealthy market.
It's a wealthy market. Yeah, per capita income in Japan, it makes it a tier one market. Indonesia is great. That's more people, obviously, than Japan. But per capita, they don't spend, obviously, nearly as much money because it's not as developed an economy. So from that standpoint, this was an important deal to get done. It's not the gross size of the population in Japan, it's the purchasing power of that population.
Sure. This deal allows for rice and soybean products to be sold, made in America, sold in Japan. That's something new. Also, cars and trucks, the automobile market, there's a tremendous potential there for American manufacturers. So here's my question, though. The $550 billion investment that Japan will make in the United States, explain what that is. Is that for them to, for instance, invest in an automobile plant that would make Japanese cars that would be sold in the United States, or is it wider than that?
It's wider than just automobiles, but I would assume what the Japanese will want to do is try to have their industry, headquartered there in Japan, investments they're making. I mean, that would be. It would seem to me to be in the interest of the Japanese to do that. I mean, they're not just going to give us the money and go, hey, do whatever you want with it. It's a joint investment discussion, and I don't think it'll be just cars and trucks. The Japanese do a lot of electronics that is among some of the best in the world. I suspect you'll see some of that.
Okay.
And they're working hard to break into the semiconductor side too as well. They want to compete with Taiwan and Korea. I mean, I suspect you'll see some of that as well here.
All right. Tim Phillips is the Nest Point Director of Government Affairs and Global Strategies, and as I mentioned, past president of the Americans for Prosperity. Tim, are you on social? Where can we find you in your commentary?
Absolutely. I'm on LinkedIn and on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram. My daughter says, no, Dad, you're not allowed there. So, but otherwise, I'm on their X as well.
Okay. I would assume that's because she's on Instagram, right?
Exactly. She's terrified that I'll stalk her, I'm sure.
All right. Tim Phillips, thank you. Big news. That's a big win for the Trump administration. Thank you very much.
You got it. Bye.
Of course, the biggest, I think, one of the biggest wins for the Trump administration when it comes to the trade deals is obviously hashing out a deal with China. The more of these deals that are put in place, it certainly puts pressure on China to reach a deal with the United States. And whether you like Trump or you don't, I think it would be a good thing for us if this situation was resolved and there was a deal on trade and tariffs put in place with the Chinese government. We'll take another quick timeout. Smitty's telling me we got to pay some more bills. It's First News Keeler in the morning. When we come back, we'll get to some more comments on the YouTube. The YouTube feed is up today. First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
GPO Federal Credit Union is here to help when it comes to planting the seeds for a stronger financial future. If you're buying a new vehicle or GPO Federal Credit Union is here to help when it comes to planting the seeds for a stronger financial future. If you're buying a new vehicle, or maybe you know someone in your family who's a first-time buyer, at GPO, no cosigner is required. Their first-time auto buyer loan is option perfect for design to help people hit the road with confidence. Ready to put down roots, whether it's your first home or if you're looking to upgrade or downsize, they can help you. And they can help you at GPO when it comes to building your credit and your savings. Their Save and Boost credit loan helps you do both with on-time payments and improve your score while growing your savings. And this month, GPO is offering free credit reviews at all branch locations. No appointment is needed. Just stop in and let the people at GPO help. They're not just about accounts and rates. GPO is about helping you grow personally, financially, for life. GPO Federal Credit Union. Your journey, their commitment, federally insured by NCUA membership. Eligibility required. See branch or gpofcu.com for details.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations, just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 of free windows from Patriot and NYSERDA, plus 0% interest for 18 months. Most homeowners qualify for the free windows, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to win up to $2,000 of free windows. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Service is celebrating 45 years of serving Central New York. Family owned and operated since 1980, they're proud to provide trusted professional auto care to our community. From brake repairs and New York State inspections to AC service and check engine light diagnostics, they offer complete auto service and repair. When your vehicle needs attention, you can count on them to get you back on the road quickly and safely. Save time and money. Schedule your appointment today at tallmanstire.com.
This is Keeler in the morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
It is Keeler in the morning. Jeff Monaski sitting here. Our man Uncle Smitty is in the driver's seat because I don't know how to run the board here. They've changed everything since I last left. And speaking of last left, they'll be performing tomorrow night at Taste of Lebanon. You see what I did there? You see what I did there, Uncle Smitty? Joining us now on the phone is Fox's Tanya J. Powers, who we talk to almost daily here with the latest news and information on some of the biggest stories of the day. Delta is announcing plans to use artificial intelligence to set ticket prices. What could this mean for the average American? Good morning, Tanya.
Hey, good morning.
Tanya, I want to ask you about something similar to this, but not directly related to this. I remember, I think it was in the past year, Congress had a hearing talking to airline executives about the fees they were charging for baggage, for checked bags. And there was some variation on, you know, whether you were a man or you were a woman, where you happen to be traveling to, and maybe, if I'm remembering correctly, what your age or what your demographic status was, if you were black, white, Asian, Hispanic. And there were allegations, at least, that some of that played into determining what your baggage fee might be. And the only reason I mention that is because I find it interesting that Delta seems to be taking a different approach. They want to use AI to set ticket prices. What does this mean?
Yeah, this is something that Delta has said in the past. Matter of fact, I think it was an earnings call in the last month, the president of Delta gave a lot more information, honestly, than I think a lot of people expected on this. That so far they have been doing a pilot program of this. Basically, it's AI pricing that's determined, by you. It's your personal price for this. Not the way I understand it. They're not using AI only to say, okay, well, we've crunched the numbers and AI tells us the demand for this flight across the board, an overall consumer demand is this, so we're going to put the price at this point for everybody. This would be personal pricing based on, what AI knows about you. So it wouldn't necessarily be, it's going to be $342 for this seat in this, economy class on this plane for this particular flight for everybody. It would be, here's what AI thinks you can pay.
Yeah, see, I have a problem with this. Honestly,
yeah, a lot of people do.
A lot, yeah, because it essentially says, look, the ticket, you gave a number, $342. It's $342 for this ticket. But if you make more than, I don't know, 80 grand a year, it's actually $500. And if you make less than 60 grand a year, it's actually $200. I don't know if people are going to like this.
Yeah, this is getting a lot of attention, not great attention, honestly. They want to do, I think the pilot program now has them at 3% of their domestic flights they're using this for. By the end of the year, they want that number to be 20% of the domestic flights that they're using this particular pricing for, according to what the things that they've said, in their earnings call. We know that they are working with Fetcher. It's an Israeli company that's about 6 years old, and that's what they do is, AI pricing technology, basically. And the co-founder of that company has already said back in 2022 at a travel conference that they want to do the airline industry. Then they want to move on to other hospitality, things like rental cars and cruises. So this is something that they've got their eye on to go. Their clients already include WestJet and Virgin Atlantic. So it's not, Delta's not by far not the first airline that they've gotten on board for a client. Now, there are 3 Democratic senators who have sent a letter to the Delta Airlines CEO to press for more answers on how this is going to be used and what the impact on travelers will be. One of those is Richard Blumenthal. In January, he, along with 2 other senators, Maggie Hassan and Josh Hawley, asked Frontier and Spirit Airlines to disclose whether they were manipulating the seat fees using customers' personal information to charge different fees to passengers on the same flight. So he's got he and Mark Warner and Ruben Gallego have sent the letter to Delta's CEO now to get more answers on this. But yeah, this is something that's gotten a lot of people's attention now.
So, and again, I think the issue that I have, first of all, do we know where that personal data, where the AI is getting your personal information from? Is it social media? Is it bank records? Do we know where that's coming from?
The short answer for me is no. I'm not sure what they're using. I don't, we've known for a long time that based on what your computer searches were, you could see different pricing for, flights if you're looking up, a bunch of flights to, wherever, if let's say I want to go to Seattle and I'm looking up flights, several of those, and I'm seeing, more expensive flights than what, a friend of mine over here on their computer is looking up, they might see a different price. We've known about that kind of stuff for, quite some time. This is a different thing where apparently, as the senators put it in their letter, they said, they want to know that if this will mean fair price increases up to each individual consumer's personal pain point.
Right,
which
exactly.
is what they called
a
it.
Pain point,
Yeah.
Correct. What are you willing to pay, or how much can you afford? But the problem I have is it's the same experience. You're sitting next to somebody who paid, I don't know, twice as much or half as much as you paid for what you've got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
that's the thing. You know, you can look at the people on the other side of you in the window in the aisle seat and be like, I wonder how much more I paid than everybody else, or how much more they paid than I did. You know, either way.
And it could be based on something as simple as over the weekend you put up a Facebook post that, hey, I just bought this new boat and I'm going to take it out on the water. So maybe AI thinks that you're more financially well off than maybe your neighbor. I don't think I like this. Also,
it's got a lot of questions attached to it.
Also, Tanya, did I miss a funny? A listener commenting in and saying, I love it. Tanya said the air pricing for this is their pilot program. Did you make a funny and I missed it?
Oh, man, I missed it. Thank you for pointing that out. You know, I didn't even catch that. Oh, wow. I would have so claimed that pun if I had realized what I said. That's brilliant. Thank you, man. You got some sharp listeners.
We do have the sharpest listeners, Tanya. We also have the sharpest contributors. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. We'll go stick on the phone line. Smitty, check out if there's any more comments that we want to share. Joining us now is a special a past contributor, and everybody's going to recognize his voice, so I'll just say good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing,
Jeff
Andrew?
Monaski. You're doing wonderful. I'm listening to you on the app from sunny Florida.
Oh, you're back in Florida?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't even get a chance to see. I meant to, but I saw my dad once. I mean, I'm a terrible son.
I just ran into your father also, by the way. He's doing well. I always enjoy running into Ernie. Listen,
I was commiserating with him just the other day about the Yankees, and I wanted to bring up this point. I know you as a Mets fan, you know, you're seeing similar struggles lately. But I'm convinced that either Anthony Volpe has a copy of the Epstein list or Aaron Boone does. And Hale Steinbrenner and Brian Cashman are on it because, wow, I just, you know, the lack of accountability is it's just laughable. It's just laughable. You bench Cody Bellinger the first game against Toronto because his numbers aren't great against Gaussman. And then he comes back the next game and hits, goes 4 for 5 or 3 for 4 or whatever. But this guy won't bench Volpe, who's terrible. I don't get it.
Yeah, well, and Volpe made another error last night, Smitty tells me. Was it his 14th? And he leads the league?
13 the other night.
He leads the league in errors by shortstops. So, but he did homer last night. He had a home run last night.
Yeah, well, the broken clock is right twice a day, Jeff, and we know that too well. So
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean,
oh, hang on, we're losing you. You cut out, Andrew. We lost him. All right, if Andrew can call back and chime back in, we'll try to squeeze him in before the top of the hour. I wanted to ask him about the weather down in Florida. We're at 78 right now. And looking at a high today of 91. With the heat index, it could feel like mid to upper 90s. And I know it's always hot in Florida, but...
it was kind of warm when he was up here last week. He was sitting in that chair that 1 week ago today that you're sitting in there, right there.
Yeah, it's too bad. I also wanted to ask if he's going to be back in town next week because I'd like to squeeze him in. The only time I get to see or talk to Andrew is on the show. We used to be real good friends. In fact, Andrew and I used to be roommates. But he's so busy now with the real estate, and I work too many jobs. I think 3 jobs now, officially. The only time I ever get to talk to him is on this show. So
it was good to see him last week. The old gang was back together except for you.
Oh, great. So the old gang wasn't back together.
Yeah. So here he is.
This might be him chiming in once again. Andrew, is that you?
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what happened. I lost connection there.
All right, we don't have a great connection. What's the weather like in Florida this morning?
It is clear.
It's clear, which our phone signal is not. Yeah. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I want to do a shameless plug here and let anybody know that's thinking about it. You know, if you want to sell your house there and make the move to sunny Florida. I mean, it's a gorgeous morning here at 81 degrees.
81. We're at 78, looking at a high of 91 with a heat index in the mid-90s today. So it's going to be very humid, and I'm going to melt on my FedEx truck.
He was complaining last week about the weather when he was here, Jeff.
That it was too hot up here?
Yes. Am I
right? It
right?
was hotter. I would say it felt hotter to me up there, more humid up there than down here last week.
Yeah, sure. It's the humidity. You know, when your phone breaks up like that and it's all fragmented and blah, 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 it sounds like the last words of Ozzy Osbourne. I think that's what he said before he passed. I don't think anybody can understand what he was saying.
I mean, it's a terrible thing that sometimes these in threes, but you had Theo Huxtable,
right?
You had Theo Huxtable, and now Ozzy Osbourne. Hopefully, that trend of it comes in threes doesn't continue.
Yeah. Again, you're breaking up again, Andrew. Thank you for calling in. And again, that sounds like a reenactment of Ozzy Osbourne's last words there. You can't understand anything he's saying when it's cutting in and out like that. Smitty, can you give me an out time? Also, I wanted to mention here, last night, I believe Francisco Lindor in the Mets victory, thank you, went 1 for 4.
Yeah, so he ended at 0 for 44, 0 for 27 slump that he was in.
Yeah, 0 for 27 he was. But so I guess my question for Larry and I argued about this a bit on the air yesterday. Larry, he's 1 for 4 now. He's broken the 0 for streak. Does that mean you don't want to put him 8th anymore? Is he still okay batting in the 2-hole? That's a rhetorical question because I don't think we're going to get to Larry before the end of the program. But we will get to John Decker, who joins us now. Good morning.
Who is the White House correspondent for Great TV, Jeff?
John is phenomenal, and you can check him out when they televise these White House briefings. John is objective, he is fair, and he asks tough questions of both sides, and he is one of the few, I think, that you can trust in the media world. Good morning, John. How are you?
Oh, that's very kind of you. I appreciate it.
It's true, John. It's true.
I appreciate that. I also have a new podcast that premiered this past Monday. You can get it on iHeart. You can download it, iHeart or Pandora, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you get your podcast. It's called The White House Briefing Room with John Decker. 15 minutes, Monday through Friday. It's pretty simple, and I just tell you exactly what the news is. No spin, all objectivity, and that's exactly, I think, what everybody wants in their news.
The White House Briefing Room with John Decker. Say that again.
That's it.
Okay, thank you.
The White
Excellent.
House Briefing Room with John Decker.
And it's 15 minutes, so it's not going to take up your whole day. You don't have to dedicate an hour, 90 minutes.
Yeah.
You can do this on a short commute to work after you listen to the Keeler in the Morning Show. So, John, one of the big topics of conversation, actually, there's two of them today. Let's just focus on Epstein again if we can. What is the reason being given by the White House for the official reason for not releasing more on Epstein?
Well, the reason that the Attorney General has said is that there are videos which are improper, she says, to be released to the public. She says that there are names of individuals, including minors, that are contained in those files. She could redact a lot of that information if that's her concern.
I was just going to say, they're going to redact info anyway. Just take out the sensitive names that can't be made public.
Yeah, that's right. And so that's the reason that she's given, and she has not moved away from that point of view. She has not indicated that she's going to release any of those files. She made a request, a formal request, the DOJ did, to the federal judge that presided over the criminal case of Jeffrey Epstein to at least unseal grand jury testimony associated with the criminal case against Epstein. And yesterday, a federal judge in Florida rejected that request coming from the DOJ. So now attention will be focused back on the DOJ to release the files that they have that they can release, that is within their control.
So the New York Post with a story this morning, Ghislaine Maxwell's brother saying that she is prepared to reveal information that she's never revealed before. And there's new information out there that the prosecution didn't have when they tried her in 2021. Is this significant? Do you make a lot out of this?
Well, to me, it potentially, but to me also, she's serving 20 years in prison. She obviously would like to get out of prison.
Yeah.
I would be offering up information if I was in prison for 20 years, in an effort to have the president potentially give me a pardon. To me, that is what I think that I would be seeking if I was Ghislaine Maxwell, is If I'm a lawyer, and I am a lawyer, but if I'm the lawyer representing Ghislaine Maxwell, I essentially say quid pro quo. She'll tell you information that perhaps could exonerate you, Mr. President, but what she wants is a pardon because she's unfairly in prison serving 20 years for crimes that she did not commit. So that would be my representation if I was representing Ghislaine Maxwell.
John, this is and you know this is a social water cooler issue. People might have opinions on the border, and I made this point earlier this morning, and other issues, taxes, tariffs, whatever, things that are typically considered political issues. For most people, they have an opinion on this, and it's not considered a political issue. Two things. One, the quid pro quo you referred to would call into question the validity of anything that she said, number one. And number two, if she did get a pardon, that would be devastating for the Trump administration, right? I mean, it would be a major black eye that people would be extremely upset about.
Well, the president has given pardons. He's given pardons to all of those who were involved in the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
This is a child molester, though, an alleged child molester, though, or someone who coordinated that.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I was just pointing out that you could argue there already is a black eye as it relates to the pardon power of the president for certain individuals that he's already pardoned. This would be, I do not disagree with you. This would be a further black eye on the Trump administration if Ghislaine Maxwell.
WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
Colombia makes a deal to end Trump administration scrutiny. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
I'm really pleased that we were able to come to this agreement.
That's Education Secretary Linda McMahon on Fox Business a short time ago, reacting to Colombia paying $220 million to restore federal grants canceled by the government after destructive pro-Palestinian protests on campus.
You can't have students that are locked into a library on campus with other students pounding on the windows outside yelling, "Death to Israel, death to Jews."
In a statement, Colombia denied wrongdoing but did acknowledge anti-Semitism on campus. The Jewish students and faculty experienced painful, unacceptable incidents and reform is needed. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche could meet as soon as today with Ghislaine Maxwell, who was convicted for her role in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking scheme involving underage girls. He committed suicide awaiting trial. But in the push for more files to be released, a federal judge denied an attempt to unseal grand jury records. The Wall Street Journal reports the president's been told that his name is among many in the files.
Maxwell could be meeting with more people as well. The Republican chairman of the House Oversight Committee announcing he has issued a subpoena for a deposition. James Comer says, quote, "It is imperative that Congress conduct oversight of the federal government's enforcement of sex trafficking laws," and that deposition would take place in Tallahassee, where Ms. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year sentence.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. A disaster in Russia. A plane crash, reportedly in bad weather, making a second attempt to land, killing all 48 people on board. In Israel, there's a search for the driver who rammed a vehicle into a group of soldiers, wounding 8 of them. As attempts to stop the war in Gaza and free more hostages ramp up.
And Israeli officials told the AP Hamas's response to the latest ceasefire proposal for Gaza is workable. This as President Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff heads to Italy to meet the top Israeli negotiator.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.